I'm preaching to the choir. No, that's what's.
And we have the troll of trolls, King of Kings.
Yeah, that was Ye-Man. Okay. So okay, the great debate or whatever is the topic.
And whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Someone is drunk. I've just played table tennis for 3 hours, so I'm a little bit tired. But if any of you guys want to ask me something or have anything you want to talk about, it's free choice.
I want to ask Michael a question. Is your grandfather a rat?
Do you mean?
Goodness.
God Talk Radio by Brett King Live!
Alright, man.
No,
behavior.
It's God Talk Radio by the Trauma and Brett King Live!
Okay. Anyone else?
It's gonna be hard to have a conversation with a guy acting like a wild animal.
Brett King Live? That is an insult. I shall not take that, my friend.
Michael.
And I use the term my friend loosely.
Yeah, calm down, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not saying anything, are you?
What shall I say?
I don't know. Well, you've got a hat on that shows that you're Darwinianist, or whatever they're called.
I believe in evolution. Yes, I do.
So, why do you believe in that?
Do you not have a pin on your hearts?
I didn't hear that one. Have a what on your heart?
I'll try and get Seamus in here.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's difficult to have a conversation with you if you're going to
TV
talk like
Radio by Brett King Live. Bring me
Neil.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy on temporarily ignore. Just temporarily, not permanently. Give me a damn headache.
And my goal's been met. So
I'll tell you what, when you grow up, I'll talk to you, I promise.
Yeah, just calm down a notch. Or what do you say in English?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see how long it would actually take for Brett King to show his true colors.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that, Brett? No, I got him on the door. I'm sure it was pleasant. It was very pleasant, don't you worry.
Okay. What are you doing in the background there, Neo-Atheist?
What do you mean in the background?
I hear this.
Ring the bishop.
Yeah, I hear this clicking sound, or like you're playing with Lego or something.
Just my TV.
I want to know. What the fuck is he doing? I'm rubbing one off over there.
Yeah. Perhaps.
That's rough.
Yeah. He muted himself, so if any, now it's a good time to.
All right, I got some controversial stuff for you. You guys believe that a healthy person, if they wanted to commit suicide, that they should have the right to, and just leave them to do it?
Yeah.
In euthanasia? Or assisted suicide, or...
Well, you know, if somebody wants to take their own life, I'm not sure that passing a law, you know, I mean, laws are usually, you know, you say that there's a certain punishment for breaking a law, but if they're dead, it's difficult to sort of punish them, so...
No, I don't mean punish them. I mean, if a person wants to do it, would you simply say, well, that's your choice, and I will support you and stand behind that and just let them go about doing it?
I shall not be muted!
Yeah, no, definitely not. You know, you got to, if you want to support someone, you got to say that it's worth living, basically, not doing
I shall have words with thee!
Pick yourself up and sort it out, sort of thing.
I shall have words with thee.
you know, some help. If you do a few
I
press
shall
ups,
have words with thee.
and whatever they need, you want to try and save their life. I think it'll
I
be hard.
shall have words
You
with
know,
thee.
you know, it's like saying, I'll stand by you.
I shall have words with thee.
Yeah, Michael, you know, I mean, if you want to say brilliant, if you want to do some comedy, are we doing comedy? We can do comedy if you want. I'm not much
Do you
interested
know
in
about
comedy.
comedy?
Michael, please, you're actually.
Well, I like comedy, to be fair, but that is, I don't consider what he's doing comedy. It's like idiocracy comedy, you know. It's a bit embarrassing.
Please, Michael. We're trying to have a discussion here.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're going to say to someone that I'll stand by you and support you, because you want to do something that we all know is objectively negative and destructive to their being and their life, then to me that's like somebody that really isn't standing by you. They want you to, you know, to destroy yourself. They're trying to stitch you up. That's not a nice person. You know, you've got to, you know, we support people in doing good things, and we try and sort of not support them, or we support them in a negative way by saying no, that's wrong. You know, you got to be consistent about what you believe in and say, I want to steer you away from that because we think that that's wrong and you're going to hurt yourself. Not, you know, it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to support teaching my child to play chicken in the road. You know, you're not going to do that's not support, is it? So anyway, that's my take on it. Anyway.
Yeah, I almost forgot Brett King's original question there, but.
Well, basically, I'll put it out there again. If a healthy person comes to you, or you notice that they're getting ready to kill themselves, and they state, it's my body, it's my human right, you have no right to tell me anything, I'm going to take myself out, what would you do? Would you say, well, it is your body, you have the right to do with it as you want, or would you try to stop them?
Depends what you mean by, like, healthy. Do you mean physically healthy or mentally healthy, or?
Well, there's some individuals out there who want to die because they're in a great deal of suffering or pain. Some people want to die because they feel like life is miserable, or they've got some chemical imbalances in their head. I'm stating that this person's fully functional. They can work, they can be able to do pretty much anything you'd probably be able to do, but they just simply don't want to live anymore. Should they be allowed to, or told, okay, it's fine, go ahead and do what you got to do?
Well, you know, the usual whole rhetoric or stuff that's said is, you know, it's going to get better and all this, blah, blah, blah. And that's not always true, but I do think you should somewhat, not exactly take away their right to do that, but definitely I think, I do think you should maybe sort of give them some advice, say, you know, it can get better, and try to talk to them about it. Usually these things can, a lot of the time it's good to actually talk and let out your problems to someone else, and that's quite therapeutic, and so just sort of talk about it, getting the stuff out there, you can, that could even cheer you up. And usually if it's like specific problems, you can even give them advice to help them. So if it's, you know, work or money issues or whatever it is, you can maybe try and help them. Or yeah, that's just my take on it. But so giving them sort of advice and you know, trying to sort of help them. But really, at the end of the day, if they are if they don't have a sort of a chemical imbalance, or they're not actually crazy, or you know, that they're you know, a rational human being, and they go, you know, I'd rather be dead than alive, then I don't really see why I should take away their right to do that. But I definitely, you know, I would talk to them about it. I would try and steer them the other way, because life is better than death, in my opinion, in most cases.
Okay, what about you, Mr. Evidence?
Yeah, I'm pretty much hold the same view. It is actually illegal to kill yourself in most countries. It's kind of strange, but actually it is. I mean, generally, if you're suicidal, there is something that that you are burdened with. I mean, you maybe your wife maybe have left you, or or something like that. That are usually something that can be fixed or something that you can talk about. So
Exactly.
I would go for the talking, helping bit, of course.
Okay, now here's the where it gets weird. I hear what you would do, both of you. Very fascinating, but why would you do that?
Well, because I can imagining what it would be to be in that position. I mean, if you are heartbroken, or you are uh, you don't have any money, and or you don't have love in your life, so to speak, then you are hurting. And I understand what it is like to be hurting. So I genuinely would like to help that person, and hopefully, if that person becomes better, we can become friends, and we both have benefited for it. It's
Okay.
so.
Do you think that we should get rid of autistic children and senior citizens that suffer from Alzheimer's? I mean, literally take them out back and put a slug in the back of their head and get rid of them because they're a burden to society.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
First off, it's a living human being, and they sure could, no, not for if not for anything else, that they can feel pain. I mean, I mean, and they have a right to live. I mean, that is the Amnesty International, one of their what do you call it? Every person has the right to, what it is, food, healthcare, school, and all this. It's a general accepted human right.
So even though they're dependent on society and dependent on people to take care of them, you still think that their life is worth saving?
I think their life is worth saving, or I wouldn't kill them. That was your original question, right?
Right.
Yeah, if we should.
So how about abortion? Do you think it's okay to kill an undeveloped child?
For me, it depends on which. Oh, it's hard for me to express. How long the pregnancy have prolonged, so to speak. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but even if it's just starting out, you consider it a life, right? Obviously, whatever's inside the woman isn't dead.
Yeah, as long as the egg is fertilized, it's well, actually, no, not in Sweden. I think there have to be several weeks before it generally is accepted as a life, and there has to be even more weeks to go for the parents to get, I mean, in insurance money for the dead child, so to speak. It's kind of a hard topic, and it's hard for me to explain. But I mean, for me, it would be perfectly fine to take an after-day pill. Is that what you call it too? A day after pill?
Yeah. Yeah, we got the same concept. And you don't have to push yourself if a question is difficult. Take a moment to think about it. You don't have to rush.
I mean, of course, you cannot. I mean, you cannot sort of kill the unborn baby. I mean, 1 week from due time, of course, but there has to be some kind of limit where it's okay and not okay. That's my stance.
Okay, let's say that you in Hades, you meet a woman, get you a girlfriend and everything. You find out within a few months after being with her that you can no longer have children. Something went wrong. Maybe you had an accident or something. And it turns out that this girl that you're with, she's pregnant, but she wants to get an abortion. It's the last chance you'll ever have to have a child. Would it matter to you, or would you just say, it's your choice, go ahead and do it?
I would ask her, and I would try and persuade her. And I don't really agree with the way we have it in the law right now. I mean, I do understand that it's the woman's body and it's her right, and the man really it's not exactly like the baby is growing in the man and dependent on the man for to sustain life. But there really isn't much you can actually do by law. You can appeal to the courts. There really isn't much that you can do. But I would definitely try and persuade her and ask her. But then, if it's completely a definite no, then there's nothing I can do really, other than just plead or beg or for her to keep the child. But yeah.
How come she gets stuck with the choice, guys? How come your human rights all of a sudden go out the window as well as the baby? Didn't he have some kind of say-so?
Well, I mean, it's growing in her body, right? I mean, it's dependent on her for survival, and so as much I do think that the man should get a bit of a say. I don't think it should be completely the woman, but it's you have to understand it's growing in the woman's body. It needs the woman to sustain life, and so as much as I'd like to to have the child and for her not to have an abortion, there's really nothing I can do because it's essentially breaching someone else's right to their body and taking that away.
Okay, let me try this on you, and I think you and Evidence will enjoy this particular challenge. If the woman decides to go ahead and say, it's my body, it's my choice, she goes through with the abortion, would this make her immoral in any kind of way, or evil? Go ahead.
You want to answer that first, Evidence, or shall I answer that?
Well, you can go.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily makes her evil, but because it's still, even though she didn't listen to me and didn't take my consideration in the aborting the pregnancy, I would still probably, I don't know how the relationship would carry on with that. I don't know if it would or not in that situation. I can't say. I haven't been in that situation, but I don't really think I would probably carry on in that relationship. I would think that it was kind of harsh to put someone through that. So personally, as much as I understand that it's her right, it's her body, I would still have some resentment towards that. But no, I wouldn't go so far as evil or immoral, but definitely there would be some kind of, I would definitely be unhappy, and yeah.
But you wouldn't say that she's evil or immoral. Being that you guys both feel like the woman, she's the one holding the baby in her body, so she has the choice to do this. This doesn't make her evil or immoral. So therefore, you would agree that if you hypothetically believed a God existed, he can do whatever he wants with his creations, right? And he wouldn't be considered evil or immoral for doing so. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Brett?
Just aggravating people as usual with my crazy questions. You know how it is.
Yeah. That's good. What is the I just caught this, so what is it? Are we talking abortion?
Yeah, we were talking about suicide, then we got into abortion and all that. We also asked the question, should we take out senior citizens that can't take care of themselves, and kids that are dependent on doctors, nurses, and families and all that, and can't do it. And now we've gotten to the point where we've accepted, I think, that if God created us. He can do whatever he wants. If a mother can do what she wants with her baby, God can do what he wants with
I
her.
do have an objection. The difference is we're talking about the baby inside of the mother or the fetus, if you like. So in this situation, your comparison is very different because when God makes supposedly human beings, right? That will be the same as once the baby is out of the mother and an actual human being, right? When before it needs a mother for sustenance. Once I'm pretty sure you would agree that once God supposedly made Adam and Eve and that and left and put them in the garden and all that, he's created a world around them, an environment that's a habitat that they can live in. So, I mean, I don't see how a comparison is really the same.
Well, you just pointed out that the child is dependent on the mother and all that. Hell, there's some kids out there that are dependent on their mother and father all the way up till they're 20 years old. Some of them, unfortunately, even longer than that. So according to that logic, we should be able to, abort them as well. They depend on us.
Yeah, that's a bad argument.
I have a question, Hades.
You go on.
This woman, right? She found out that before she got pregnant, that she'd probably have about like maybe a 1 in 3 chance of actually having a pregnancy that was successful, right? So maybe we'd say like somewhere around a 66% chance that it was going to result in some type of miscarriage in some way. Would you fault her for still wanting to get pregnant, or actually going through and getting pregnant?
I don't know. We're moving on too fast already, Seamus. I haven't even finished what I was going to say. Well, no, Tommy, it's not a bad argument because the child can still sustain life after outside the womb. Just because they're dependent on their parents, they can still live without their parents. But whereas in the womb, there's not really a different circumstance where they can actually really survive. I mean,
what does that matter though? I mean, just because you're depending on.
I'm just saying that you're saying it's a bad argument, but I don't see why it's a bad argument because
they still have brain waves, they still have feelings, they still have a spinal cord.
What do you mean by they? What do you mean by they?
I'm talking about fetuses.
Okay.
Babies.
Okay. What up until when though, Tommy? Up until when, like?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, there's no
because
reason.
you're just saying they in general. No, because not sure at a certain time in the pregnancy then that they have those things you're describing, but not always in the pregnancy. I mean, you have to be specific with your time there.
I was talking to an atheist antinatalist a while back by the name of Amendum, and he said that because the fetus is dependent on the mother, then hey, if it can't survive on its own, it's got to go. He was so open-minded and liberal about this view. He said he was willing to abort all the way up to 2 years old. I found that fascinating. Go ahead.
How can you even abort at 2 years old? What do you mean abort?
Well, abort,
Post-birth abortion.
Eject, kill, destroy. That's what it is.
Yeah, they've used that term now, post-birth abortion, which is basically just killing your baby.
Well, the most stupidest thing I ever heard, I think. I mean, that's
Brett,
illegal. I mean,
what did you guys think abortion meant? That they were putting the little one?
No, it's abortion usually is in regard to the pregnancy. Okay, abortion is usually in regard to the pregnancy. You're still saying abortion as in just a life, and no, it's to do with the pregnancy. That's abortion. We're usually specific pregnancy and just. So when you're saying aborting a child at 2 years old, I'm just a bit kind of confused. Like, what do you mean by that? But yeah. Would you be a vegetarian then, Brett, or would you be against killing animals because animals have, and Tommy as well, because animals have spinal cords, they have feelings, they have a brain. So I'm just out of curiosity, would you be vegetarian or vegan, or would you be against killing animals?
Well, I'm not a big fan of killing animals just for the fun of it. Now, if you're going to use it for some reason or eat it, that's one thing. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not a big hunter fan. Just for the sport of it. I kind of wince at that. Shooting a deer or a bird even. If you're going to eat it or if you need it for some reason, then that's one thing. But
You don't need it though.
it's
What do you need it for?
humans in the past certainly did. I don't think we do now, or not most of us. So, but on not saying that, I'm certainly for people's right to do so. So I'm not anywhere in the camp that says we should outlaw it by any means. So it's just not my particular preference. So I think I don't know.
Just my stance is.
Whenever it comes to the suffering of animals and all that, I am definitely against that. I have a great deal of problems with the way the mistreatment in slaughterhouses and the way they do things. I also have issue with science using monkeys that atheists claim to have evolved from as experiments and injecting them with viruses. I think that's miserable and horrible.
Not always atheists, Brett, just people in general. Most Christians accept evolution, I would say. I think it's only in America that it's really different, but okay. No, I was just saying, I do find it kind of, just in my view, a bit hypocritical to be pro-life and then not be a vegetarian. I just think those are just, I don't know, I don't understand that, but fair enough.
Well, I do believe there's a difference between the life of a human and the life of a bird, or a life of a horse or cow or a monkey even. There's just something special and
so I guess you
see.
So would you see like a fetus as a human then?
I guess the thing is I don't see as much value in the life of a bird or of a sheep or something like that, whereas I do see value in the life of a human, whether it be born or whether it be 6 months in the womb. I think there's something of value there that's special, and it's loved, and it was created out of love. So yes, I don't think. And getting back to the question before, yes, I mean from a certain point on, they do feel, and they do have brain waves, and they do have a heartbeat. How far back those physical sensations and whatever mental activity is happening goes back, I don't know. But the point is they're alive. There's something special and valuable about being a living human being, whether it be in the womb or outside of the womb, that should not be snuffed out.
I do find it interesting, Hades, that you kind of gave a comparison between that of like a chicken or cow to that of a human baby.
I didn't give a comparison. You can quote me if you like, Brett. I didn't give a comparison.
The analogy you were given, but my point is I actually watched a guy by the name of Atheist Chef, where he stated that if he was given a choice between killing a baby and a puppy, he'd let the puppy live. So obviously some folks have different value systems. Go ahead.
I did actually hear about that, and I think you're saying a little bit wrong, but fair enough. No, I'm not comparing the two. I'm not comparing the two, right? I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, would you be a vegetarian or a vegan if you're so against killing? But that was all my point was. Let's get some other people in here because let's ask or Fiction Fighter or Opie or Ra or Seamus. Let's get some people in here.
Sure.
Go on. Someone else? Anyone? What's your thoughts on abortion?
Yeah, do you want to start?
No, you go ahead, Ramona. You got the floor, girl.
Okay. The subject abortion is a very tough one for me personally. So I was very lucky. I never have been in this position, and So because I don't know what I would do or couldn't do, I wasn't in a position. So actually what I'm saying is that for me it's also the woman's choice, it's her body. You cannot force her to her body being used for how you call it, incubator or whatever. So it's her choice. But for me, actually, I'm against killing animals. For me, I'm against killing human beings. I'm against all that, but still, this is the woman's choice. She has to live with it, how she's dealing with it, and that's how I see it.
What's wrong with the adoption option? I mean, if you're going to allow yourself to get pregnant and make that decision, what is wrong with?
I don't say that there's something wrong with that. If a woman,
as opposed to the abortion option, which is killing the child, what is so horrible about people who make the decision to have sex to, okay, if they get pregnant, then they have to carry that out and give it up for adoption if they don't want the baby?
What I'd like to know, Tommy, what's so horrible about ending it quickly in a few seconds of pain, rather than having that child, having an unwanted child, live
I'd like
through
my question
life
answered first.
full of much more pain.
Answer my question first.
What's your question? I was just.
I was asking what is so horrible about the adoption option if someone's going to make the decision to engage in sexual intercourse, take the risk by not taking precautions, and then they sure enough get pregnant. What is so horrible about insisting that they carry that out and give that baby up for adoption if they don't want the baby?
All right. Go on, fiction.
Can we make a deal with fiction?
Have you ever spoken
I'll tell you what, fiction. Listen. Pay attention. I'll make a deal with you. We'll answer any of the questions that you have as long as you also answer ours. Sound good?
I was just going to answer one until you interrupted me.
Brett, you're the one who's been asking questions the whole hangout. Yeah, go on, fiction. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Hades. Have you ever spoken to a child who was adopted? System's not.
I'm adopted, so yeah.
You're adopted, and how was your life through the adoption? Did you have a good life?
I had a great life, great childhood. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Have you ever talked to any other kids that were adopted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were they all as wonderful?
What does that matter? I mean, you can have people, whether they're adopted or if they grow up with their natural birth parents. I mean, you can have good and bad situations in both camps. So that really has nothing to do with it. The issue is
you never had any issues
the killing of the child
by your own parents. You never had any of those issues, those questions, or why they gave you up, or anything like that.
Well, of course, and I've never met my biological parents, so of course I have those questions.
Mm-hmm.
But that still is no excuse to kill me.
Tommy, you should rephrase the question to. Why can't we? I think you're sort of insinuating that instead of abortion, we should just make it adoption instead, because there's nothing wrong with adoption, that option. But it sounds like you're saying instead of having abortion, we should just make people put their child up for adoption instead of abortion. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying it just seems like the adoption issue is very rarely brought up in the abortion debate. And so it's frustrating coming from me, my viewpoint as somebody who was adopted, that option is not thrown out there as a viable alternative to the debate. I mean, it's just rather frustrating.
Yes, but do you think that you can force a woman to carry a child 9 months around, right, and then give it away?
I believe that actions have consequences. If you rob a bank, then you're going to be forced to go to prison. If you, do a certain other things, you have consequences to your actions. That's one of the consequences of having unprotected sex with someone that you don't want to have a baby with. You may end up having a baby in a bad situation.
Yeah, abortion shouldn't be used as a birth control. I'm all for that. It shouldn't be used as a birth control method. I don't think any woman thinks that it should be birth control, right,
Yeah,
Ramona?
but it is. But see, when you legalize it, it is.
So I'm trying to be open-minded to the other folks in the room. I'm hearing Tommy, but I want to try to be open-minded to what you guys are saying. So if somebody is a burden to me, I should feel as though instead of, you know, sending them away, I'll just take them out back and put a slug in the back of their head is basically you guys' logic.
Right.
Well, I think more emphasis should be put on prevention so that babies aren't born accidentally.
Right.
Right? That's where the
it's basically selfishness. It's what I want. It's, you know, it's just abortion. The abortion alternative or option is just, it's all about me, and to heck with.
Not always, Tommy.
To heck with what the dad wants. To heck with what the baby wants. It's a baby.
What do you say to a woman who's been raped, brutally raped, and then ends up pregnant as a result? What would you say to that woman? Would you want to take her choice away? Would you want to take her choice away?
What do you think the baby would say?
Well, actually, I knew a woman, and she's mentally tortured because she's a product of rape. She found out. She was told that she was a product of rape.
Yeah,
she had a hard time dealing with it.
It's a terrible situation, you know. There is no great answer. I mean, but I don't know that killing the baby is a great option, you know.
Well, you say killing a baby. Do you know that when a woman goes to a doctor, in the first 4 months, he never talks about a baby to the woman. He always talks about the fetus. That has a reason.
Yeah.
That has a reason. The doctor doesn't say your baby, and it has a reason why he does that.
I'm a father myself, and I've got 2 children, and right from the get-go, we figured out it was a baby. So did the doctor.
Yes, for you, of course, because it's your baby, and you were happy, but the doctor.
Would you call your sperm babies as well, Brett?
So because he labels it a fetus, it makes it somehow not a baby? Not a living thing? I don't understand how classification has anything to do with it.
It's a living thing, but it's not a baby.
Oh,
that's the reason. It's not a baby. It's your child. You can say it's your child, but actually it's not a baby.
The definition of fetus is human baby. So
you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually think that there are more cells in the brain of a fly than there is in an embryo.
Well, according to you, most of you in here who don't accept a God, you believe that you're nothing but a collection of cells and chemicals. So according to your logic, we can abort you as well.
Well, personally, I don't think it has anything to do with God.
Well, right. You're nothing but chemicals without a soul. You're just a collection of cells. What do you do? So let's end it.
No, but still, Brad, this is, I just told you, it's very difficult for every woman, I guess. Yeah?
Yeah, it's a case-by-case basis, yeah.
To make that choice. I mean, here in Germany, before you have an abortion, I don't know how it is in the States, but you have to go to a place where the people talk to the woman. And actually, they say that well, you have a possibility to give it to adoption, and or if they're teenagers getting pregnant, they tell them you get help from there and you get help from there, so there's a choice, you know.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? It helps because a lot of them, they keep their children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they felt they're not alone, you know, and okay, they keep it. But then a few of the other women, they decide they don't want this, they don't want the baby, they for personal reasons, which I don't know, and they have abortion. So I guess we have to accept that then.
You know, there was a guy about 6 months ago that he didn't want a baby, and he had got a woman pregnant, so he decided to slip her a pill, and for some reason the courts decided to charge him for murder. Why?
What? I didn't get this.
You remember six months ago, a man had gotten a woman pregnant, and he decided to slip her a pill without her knowing, and she lost the baby. So when he was taken to court, he was charged for murder. Can you explain why?
Because it's life.
Right.
Slip her a pill? I don't follow what you're saying. There's a pill that causes abortion?
Yeah.
Oh, I had never heard of that.
No, how a pill for abortion?
Yeah, I wouldn't call
That's
that.
what it sounds like. Yeah.
I mean,
wouldn't
there's
call
a
that.
after pill. You have to take it right after the
Conception. After conception.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 days you have to take it, but
So,
still.
but still, you can have an abortion, but most of the time you don't know if you got pregnant. So, but what kind of pill is that where you can get an abortion? I never heard of that.
Well, you can type it in on Google. The news articles out there as well if you want to look
Yeah.
at it. You got charged. Yeah, he went.
I never heard of that. Yeah.
For it.
Nobody here has ever heard of the morning after pill?
So,
Yeah.
yes, but that's no abortion. That's that's not an abortion. Because
How many months?
the woman doesn't know that she's pregnant or not, or if she's pregnant, that's why she wants to take that pill so she doesn't get pregnant.
How many months was this woman pregnant, Brett, in this article?
I believe about, I think, a month or two, maybe. Here we go. There's a link right there for you.
What I see is an extreme devaluation of life. And you want to hold these beliefs, you can go, but I'm telling you that this is the case. And it's being programmed into the human psyche, and it's a fact.
Well, and there's so many negatives about abortion. I mean, the mental and the spiritual and very possibly the physical negative ramifications of a woman who does that. I mean, that stays with somebody for their whole life. You know, the fact that they basically killed their unborn child. So, that's something that has been at least, in some circles has been linked to depression and all kinds of bad things. And depression, of course, is linked with a variety of different diseases. So I know there's probably not a direct correlation between having an abortion and cancer or other terrible diseases, but it wouldn't surprise me, And like I say, the very act of killing your child can stick with you for your whole life and really be kind of a negative on you.
That's right.
I think there's a statistic that women that have abortions are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than women that don't.
There's this is one of the individuals. Apparently, this has been done quite a few times. There's some sick men, obviously, in the world. So there's the link to that article, and also the one above shows you the abortion pill.
Yeah, let me go ahead and throw something in right quick. The only way I can agree with abortion is if there may be danger to the mother or the child or both. As far as a child or being an inconvenience, and this is inconvenient for me, I want to get rid of the child. No, I just can't see that. Like,
and you're an atheist, right?
Adoption is an alternative. Yeah.
Right.
But if there's a chance of something happening, the mother dying or the baby dying or something like that, if there's a big issue there about the health of either one or both, I could agree with that. Just because I don't want to have a kid, it's an inconvenience, it'll cause problems. No, adoption is an alternative, definitely.
It's a good honest
answer. I appreciate hearing that, Heavy Hauler. Go ahead there, Rob. Sorry about that.
No, I was just going to say the same thing, Brett. That's a very reasonable position, because even Christians struggle with this. In the case of rape and incest, or the life of the mother, that's you know, that's a tough thing for us to answer too. But in general, what I see in here is nobody supporting, you know, abortion as a birth control, from what I can see. So I would say praise God for that.
You know, statistically, and, you know, rape is an atrocity. It's horrid, and people like this who decide they want to rape probably ought to get slapped in the mouth really hard and many other things. But 80% of the cases of abortion is using it as birth control. The few percentages, the rape cases. So I just wanted to point it out, and the other is health issues for the mother.
Yeah, okay. We've been talking about this abortion thing for quite a while now. We men are talking about abortion. So perhaps a change of topic.
Can I ask one last question? I've got plenty of other subjects I can hit you with. If you were to be standing on a cliff, going and admiring the sky, and you noticed about 30 feet away from you there's a pregnant woman standing on a cliff and she wants to kill herself, would you stop her?
Are you asking me?
Of course.
All of you.
Yeah.
Well, why shouldn't she have the right to die and also kill the baby?
We have talked about this.
Didn't I just say that the
We've
only
already talked about
reason
this,
I would
Brian.
accept abortion is
Well, I'm just asking. It's her body. It's her choice, right?
I have
That's
already
not-
answered
that's
that
not how I
question,
look
so if
at it.
anyone else would like to go, it will be fine.
John already stated that no, I'm against abortion because it's an inconvenience. The only way I would accept it is if there's a danger to the mother or the child or both. You know, now that would make sense. You know, like I already stated. So your question that wouldn't apply to me. It might apply to somebody else though.
I'm glad to hear that too, Heavy Hauler. Good
So,
man.
You asked if I would rescue a woman who's pregnant, standing on a cliff, wants to make suicide. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's her body, her choice, right?
Oh, I don't know why she wants to do suicide. I mean, is she? Of course, I'm gonna save her because most of the time when people make suicide, they have depression, and that can be helped. I mean, of course, I would try to help her first. You know.
Well, maybe she was depressed when she wanted to get an abortion too. Maybe we ought to stop her from doing that, huh, Tommy?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Of course, how would you know she's getting ready to commit suicide unless she goes, "I'm pregnant. I don't want this child. I can't stand it. I want to commit suicide." How would you know unless she actually said something? You know. She's just
what about
there looking over a cliff?
this
How do you
one?
know she's going to jump? You know.
What about if you have a pregnant woman and just some random person comes up and kicks her in the stomach? Should he be prosecuted for murder if the baby dies, or just simple assault? Because if the baby is just tissue, if it's not really a baby, as somebody on here said, then it's not murdering anybody. It should be just a simple assault. But I think most people in their right mind would say, yeah, if he kicked a pregnant woman and killed her baby, that's obviously murdering.
Yeah, but I mean, now you're just making up the one more strange.
What's the difference? It's either murder or it's not.
Yeah, sure. But even the prosecutor and the jury would have a problem with this kind of stuff. I mean, we're all laymen here on YouTube. You just making up the more obscure thing.
I'm going to ask a question now because I'm going to ask a question now for you, Tommy. You know, if a mother has a 2-year-old who needed an organ transplant, and the mother was the only one that could do it, should she by law have to do it?
I think that's her decision. It's between her husband, and the Lord. I mean, she may have other considerations.
Yeah, that's
no,
by law.
No.
So you're saying. So why should a fetus get more rights than a 2-year-old?
What?
That's making my head spin.
No, this is what I'm saying, Tommy. This is what I'm saying. It's like,
what was the
it's
problem
like,
with that question? What
yeah,
was wrong with that question?
You are equating a situation that would be no different than if, okay, let's hypothetically say that your mother needs a kidney, and if you don't give your kidney to your mother, should that be considered murder? It's asinine.
No, you didn't even hear the question then.
Yeah.
No, okay, I'll ask the question again.
The mother's life is not.
I'll ask the question again then.
When she's having an abortion
I'll ask the question again. If a mother has a 2-year-old, okay, and the 2-year-old needed an organ transplant, and the mother was the only one that could do it, the mother was the only one that could
I get it. Well, here, let me make it easy for you. Let's just say she's pregnant.
Should she buy? No, come on.
Hang on. No. I understand your question. I understand your question. Let me just make it easy. If she's pregnant and listen, if she's pregnant and let's just say that if she goes through with the pregnancy that she'll die, she will have that choice to make. And I believe it would not. I do not believe the law should force a pregnant woman to have a baby if it's going to kill her. So it's basically the same.
The question though, Tommy, I've answered.
Yes, I am.
The whole hangout, everyone's been answering Brett's questions and your questions. I'm asking you a very simple question.
Oh, I did answer it.
What was the answer? Yes or no?
I said no, that she should not be forced by law to do the organ transplant.
So why should...
Just as a pregnant woman who's having a baby that's going to kill her during childbirth should not be forced to have that baby. It's the same thing.
So why are we arguing then if you're pro-choice?
You're proposing it.
Well, you're saying
you're proposing a ridiculous question.
No, but he has a case.
You just said, Tommy. You just said, just like a mother going through pregnancy shouldn't be forced to.
Should not be forced.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're pro-choice, why are you even arguing about it? I don't understand. If you're pro-choice.
I believe if the mother's life is in jeopardy, then I mean that's my particular opinion. Yeah, she should have that choice to terminate the pregnancy if it's going to kill her. It's just my thing. Now that doesn't mean though. And I think there's been cases in the news lately where the mother has actually sacrificed herself to have that child. So I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that. I'm just saying, that's a very fine and difficult line.
Okay. I'll change up the scenario a bit more. The 2-year-old will die if they don't get the organ transplant from the mother. The mother is the only person in the entire world that can give the organ to the child. Should, by law, the mother give the organ to have an organ transplant and give one of her organs to the child, and she will still live. The mother will still live and continue to live. This won't kill her. This organ transplant won't kill her.
Should she be forced?
By law? Should she be forced by law? Should it be made? Should she be forced by law?
I've never thought of that, but I mean, to me, I'm a big defender and believer in freedom, especially in a situation like that with your body. I mean, you're not directly inflicting death on somebody. I mean, they may in fact die of natural causes or without a particular organ, but that's not the same as sticking a knife in somebody or killing them. I mean, that's just nature sort of running its course. I mean, obviously that's just something that I believe is between that person and the Lord in that particular kind of situation.
So, and I don't think you could put an organ. I don't think an adult could be an organ donor for like a 2-year-old or a child.
Yeah, it's just a hypothetical. It's just a hypothetical, right?
I think the only thing that could probably work would be a liver.
Yeah,
you don't need an entire liver. It will grow.
I understand. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant, but it's a hypothetical. So also the next question would be, what makes someone human? What makes them a human being? What would make them a person? How would you what would be your how would you define something as human or a person or yeah.
Time of conception.
Sorry, what time?
The time of conception. When the egg and the sperm meet and it's fertilized, it's a life.
What?
Agreed. Are you saying what makes a human being as opposed to a different type of animal, or are you saying what makes a human being during development? At what point?
I'm saying what's what actually constitutes a human being? What does it have? DNA or a heart or sentience or
Well, there's something about life that is unexplainable, miraculous, and unknown, mysterious, and ultimately has value. And we are loved, I believe. As creation or as Christians, we believe that we are special, we are loved, and that we have inherent value and purpose. And so I would agree absolutely with what Rev said. I mean, it starts at the very beginning, at conception.
May I share with you guys what the definition of human is? And some of the evolutionists in here probably won't like it, but it says a human being, especially a person, as distinguished from an animal. Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
But just to
looking like a rat.
Real quick, just to follow up with that, when you first conceived, you have just trillions of neurons in your brain that haven't yet formed. Something about life is so miraculous that it actually forms your brain. A lot of the doctors, the scientific community think that the brain is responsible for all the functions in the body, but something forms the brain at the very beginning that is really quite honestly unknown, and there's something organizing and coordinating all of that, which is just so beyond our comprehension. But it just proves that there's something just beautiful about life that is special and deserves to be protected, I believe.
Yes, and so now we have talked about this pregnancy thing among us men for quite a while, and we have answered all of the questions that he has brought forward.
I have one interesting question.
Yeah, perhaps later, but how would you guys feel about changing the topic to the age of the Earth?
Yeah, that's been gone through so many times.
Yeah, it's kind of old.
It will go nowhere real fast.
I got something. I got something for you.
Sure. And now we're gonna listen to Brett Kinnigan.
Well, we seriously, we have done the age of the Earth thing quite a few times.
I haven't. I haven't been in a hangout where we talked about that for
we
a year,
answered
maybe.
your questions, Brett. Come on, we answered your questions.
Well, all due respect, Evidence. I love you. I love your hangouts, and you're very interesting to listen to. But none of us can prove actually how old it is anyway. So, if you want to talk about it, that's cool. But it's up to you.
Yeah, when you say things like that, it makes me, what do you say, cry inside.
Well,
or something. Actually, we do know the age of the Earth, but actually that doesn't even matter, because if there are people in here who think the Earth is 6,000 years old, it could be refuted like that. So
how fast did space expand in the beginning, or all throughout history? Can you tell me?
Faster than the.
How fast was the speed of light at the beginning? How fast, like I say, did space expand? Can you tell me that?
The space itself is expanding faster than the speed of light.
Okay, can you show me that? Can you demonstrate that for me? Space expanding. What could I expect to see?
Well.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows how fast space is expanding then and now.
Not exactly how fast, perhaps, but
Right. So since you don't know how fast space expanded in the beginning or now or ever, then it's basically just guessing. So for you to say it's a fact is really just laughable.
Yeah, but who was talking about the expansion of space-time?
I am.
We were talking about the age of the Earth.
They propose all these inflation theories to kind of fudge a lot of the numbers and to try to make the Big Bang Theory work. But ultimately, there's as many astronomers and physicists there are in the world. There's that many different theories of what happened. Nobody knows. And for you to be sit here and act like you're so sure of all this stuff and the details and that this or that is a fact is just nobody buys it.
I mean, oh my God! You are actually awesome. I mean, you are my God, basically.
All right, come on.
I'm not the one who said it's a fact.
Sit here, and when I try to change the topic to the age of the Earth, you come up with some obscure. I mean,
evidence. All he was doing. Listen.
Come on, let me talk.
And you jump into something that none of us knows anything about, and right. you actually started to ask me questions when we agreed that we were about to ask you guys questions. I mean, you are the. And you constantly interrupts people, me and Hades, all the time. I mean, you are the top of the not super debator. I mean, you are some piece, man, Tommy.
Evidence. I think the problem is that you figured this was going to be a quick slap in the mouth and Tommy'd go down in a heartbeat, but then he brought the heat. He's like the rock in the rain. You didn't expect that. Now you're shocked. I understand.
Well, that's not even slightly the case, but sure. I mean,
it's just for the entire hangout, Brett. You've been asking everyone questions. You've been dominating the hangout.
The age of the Earth has actually nothing to do with the Big Bang or the expansion of space-time. I mean, we have trees in Sweden that are older than 6,000 years. I mean, that would kind of be impossible since the flood occurred 400 years ago. So I mean, space-time and that we cannot measure it by the time and minute has nothing to do with it.
The only point he was making, okay, is that they're all educated guesses, right? Science cannot give us absolute 100% proof on anything, evidence. You know that. It's just study of these things. So that's all he was saying, He was equating it to the age of the Earth because it's the same thing. Can we prove anything really? Not really.
No, because science doesn't work that way.
Well, you realize that a lot of theories have been dashed within the last 200 years. Take, for example, the steadfast theory. They believed the universe went on forever, and then they came to the conclusion it had a beginning. Boom, primordial soup. They thought that's where your creatures came from and started doing their evolving process. Boom, thrown out, debunked, refuted. So it happened. What can you do?
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, it's beautiful. But the problem is whenever you get into these discussions, we get into this topic where when science says they have a theory actually means facts and evidence. Well, if that were true, then the 80-year-old theory of the primordial soup wouldn't have got smoked. You get what I'm saying?
I don't.
Well, the problem is, no matter what evidence is given, you sweep it under the rug. So conversations about the age of the Earth and things like that, they're going to go nowhere. There's no common ground we can reach on it. So,
I mean, so the root system of the 100 of those trees in Sweden is falsely measured. Is that it? I mean, that they are actually not 9,550 years old, or?
Well, the fact
I don't know that particular situation, but there are just with dating techniques, regardless of what they are, there are assertions, there are certain things that they take there's things about those dating techniques that they assume to be true, And so there are assumptions built into all of them, and we don't know for sure how the Earth was at all stages of the Earth. We don't know how the atmosphere was constituted. So that's the thing. I mean, you can make an educated guess, and you can put your faith in what these guys.
Not faith. It's not faith though.
It is faith. It is faith.
Find faith.
Okay, well, can you give me any sort of other evidence?
How would you
define
faith?
I'm not going to define faith, other than believing something unseen. But here's the question: besides the appeal to authority, what other evidence do you have that the Earth or space or any of our existence is billions of years old? Aside from the appeal to authority, which you guys are doing. What other evidence do you have? As far as aside from the dating techniques that
sure.
authority.
Yeah. So now you equate the scientists to appeal to authority.
Yes.
Okay, so you make
their dating techniques. The appeal to authority as far as their dating techniques. Aside from that, what do you have as far as evidence for billions of years old?
That's like
not funny.
He's basically chucking out. He's basically
never heard.
He's basically chucking out all science because all of it's apparently an appeal to authority.
As I said, there are assumptions worked into the dating. All dating techniques, all of them have assumptions that are made, and it is an appeal to authority. Because the authorities, they have their opinions, but they don't know for a fact all this stuff. Yet you're appealing to that authority, and you're putting your faith into what they think and what they believe, even though they don't know for sure. So I'm asking what your other evidence is besides this appeal to authority.
And what would that be?
Like when you look at the Earth, what other kind of evidence do you have besides the dating techniques of which you know nothing about personally?
Well, I actually do know a lot about carbon 14 and other things. So.
Okay, so aside from the dating techniques, what other evidence are you leaning on?
If we are to date the Earth, then we use dating methods. You're basically asking, besides using a clock, how could you tell time?
Exactly.
It's so utterly funny. So
well, you're assuming that the clock. Let's just say a clock is ticking, but you're see the thing. What they do is they by definition they rule out any kind of creation event. So that's worked into their assumptions. That's totally not even part of the equation. So by definition, they rule out creationism. Do you see what I'm talking about? So they just assume if there is any sort of clock ticking, which there is, then they just assume that it's always been ticking at the same rate, and that nothing's ever changed, and that there was no. So we can't go back in time, and nobody knows.
Yes, we actually do know.
No, they don't.
Yes, we actually do know. And I know it's inconvenient for you, but we do. We actually do know.
Evidence.
If you by definition rule out a creation event, and you use that in your dating techniques, then that is it's kind of like an I win you lose game, no matter what happens.
No, because creationism has nothing to do with any dating methods out there.
Actually, some dating methods do point to creation, like the helium. There's other things too, like the Gentry. He's I think he's the scientist who has something to do with some sort of a dating technique involving volcanic rocks.
Okay, so when you point to scientists, they are not assuming things and going by faith. Then it's okay.
No, it's all faith. It's all faith-based ultimately. But yes, there are some dating techniques that do point to a relatively young Earth and a young existence.
No,
you can't get a real good dating from volcanic rock.
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't volcanic. It was it was a different kind of rock. I can't remember. Granite.
I'm thinking about lava. Anytime rock melts and cools off, like molten rock, when it cools off, the clock the clock is reset as far as how old it will say it is. Mount St. Helens, when it erupted, what was that, 20 years ago or something? Anyway, a good while back, whatever lava came out of there and cooled would give you a date of that eruption. Now, if you had
but that's not true.
erupt
It hasn't.
millions of years ago, and the rock cooled and never got molten again, then you would get a date for millions of years ago. So
Well,
each time it's molten, the clock is reset from the test.
They've actually dated that here recently, and it's come back actually at way off, like many hundreds of thousands of years. Maybe millions
This
of years.
topic has come up many times, and people have tried to explain it many times, and you keep going back to the same thing.
Hey, Heavy
That's
Hauler.
why I don't really want to get into this conversation. But
I really talk about this.
Heavy
Why
Hauler.
is it so important?
Whoa! Can I ask you this question? Evidence you claim to know about carbon dating and all that. Do you know what the limitation is on it, though? The shelf life.
Brett, I think he said he'll be right back. I don't think he's here right now.
Well, does anybody in here realize that carbon dating has a shelf life? It cannot go past a certain amount of years. It doesn't go into the millions of years. It doesn't even go over 100,000 years, ladies and gentlemen.
There's different dating techniques.
Well, we realize that, and Mr. Tommy just pointed that out to you, but you didn't like those because they went with the creation model.
What would interest
I was
me?
talking about lava. That's what I was talking about. Every time rock melts, the clock is reset as far as any kind of dating.
Let me give you guys an
example. Look up the Mount St. Helen thing. And you may have to go to a creationist side because sure enough, evolutionists are not going to be boasting about this, but they did actually submit some rock from Mount St. Helens to be tested, and it came back with a ridiculously long age. So, I mean, that proves right there that the dating whole scheme is screwed up and not to be trusted.
Okay, so what would interest me, how old do you think the Earth is, and why do you think it is so old?
I personally believe it's a very recent creation, and I have no reason to believe otherwise. I just don't. I've seen enough from the scientific community to know that they don't know what they're talking about in most situations.
Okay, I want to know what you're talking about, or what the creation is saying.
I admit right up front that mine is faith-based. So I do believe it's less than 10,000. I would say probably between 6 and 8.
So where do you get this from?
I have no reason to disbelieve what the Bible says. I don't
know anything about Bible, so I don't know. So
Ramona, just let me, Tommy. I don't know what your take is on this, but I just want to respond to this really quick. From my reading of Scripture, there's no reason for us to believe that the Earth is only 6,000 or something like that. I mean, I don't see any reason to believe that. Tommy, maybe you know more than I do.
Well, I guess I'm going with the. They pretty clearly put forth the generations, and they spell them out in Genesis. This person begat this person, which it leads all the way back.
James Usher.
Yeah, Usher. So, the part B of the question is ultimately it's not a salvation issue. It's what I believe, but it certainly could be an old universe, could be. But either way, the important issue is that Jesus died for us, shed His blood for us, and that we are sinners and need a redeemer.
Excuse me, but we're talking about how old the Earth is right now, and
nobody knows.
Nobody. Okay,
nobody knows. I told you it's my particular belief. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe.
Can I, Tommy? I'd like to ask you something. You remember when we were talking about having the conversation about Adam and Eve before the fall?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Remember the whole glowing humans thing? One of the things that I find curious, where I'm open-minded for both sides on this, is before they disobeyed God, it seemed as though they were immortal. So it seems to me that their age span did not actually begin until after disobedience. So wouldn't one be curious to find out if they actually existed for much longer?
I agree with you, Brett.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never really thought of that. But, like we were saying, and this is obviously speculation of the highest order, but, if they weren't entirely physical, if they weren't physical like you and me anyway, if they're more spiritual beings.
Right.
Well, yeah, I forgot you're kind of on the same page, Rev. I just think that the physical world has no choice but to go downward. And so, with entropy and just, I don't really know, how to answer that question, but it's an interesting thing to think of. How much time elapsed between their creation and when things, when they sinned and things actually started going downhill.
Exactly, Tommy. And let me say this really quick. Just let me put this in here. You brought up entropy, and it's amazing. I thought of it. You said it. That's a scientific law, by the way. So that in itself would negate the concept of evolution. Go ahead, Brett.
The same with the law of Mendel's equation as well. It completely goes against it. For those who may not know, entropy basically states over time we go into disorder and chaos. Information is lost, not gained. That's the reason why there's such a big debuncle over this whole evolution thing.
That would be in a closed system, though.
They state that if we were to go back towards a singularity, which is an amazing, interesting conversation in itself, there'd be more order. It would also, this is something I like to talk about as well, and you guys can ignore it and we can move on if you want to, but it seems to me that if there was more order at the beginning of the universe, we would expect it to be rational and reasonable to state that an intelligent, advanced mind could exist within those parameters, whereas we get farther out, we are affected by entropy. Just stating.
Bingo.
That's why mutations are shown to never add mutations and never add anything new as far as anatomy goes, is because we're going downhill, and molecular changes inevitably cause sickness and disease because they cause disorder, not order. If anybody, to me, that's just a slam dunk proof that all this is going downhill, that we're devolving and not evolving. We're going down, not up. And there's no case that you can make, even a single one, that disproves that. So it's kind of a bad.
If I recall correctly, entropy happens in a closed system. The Earth is not a closed system.
You sure about that?
It receives energy from the sun.
You do realize entropy basically states that all things are going to die. All good things shall pass, pretty much the philosophy. And that's true. We've got observable evidence. Step into a graveyard.
That's right.
What interests me is, why is that fuss about the age of the Earth or how Earth developed or evolved?
Good question.
Why? Yeah. No, because...
well, we try to avoid it.
Well, because no. But is it because... Is it somehow it goes against your God, or... No, I don't... okay, how does the Bible... What does the Bible say how Earth evolved?
You actually seriously haven't actually read at least
no, really.
It's not even an issue. It says in the Bible that God created the heavens and the earth.
See, He created it. I think maybe He created it like that, how it's supposed to be created.
Okay, well,
that could be possible.
If God thought that was If God thought that was an important issue, I think He would have, maybe told us a little more about it. Obviously, the important issue in the Bible is not to act like a science book, but rather to know God, know who God is, know how to have a relationship with Him, know how to act, know how to treat your neighbor, how to love people. It's not the Bible is not about that stuff.
No, this has nothing to do with the earth now, how it was created, but doesn't the scripture say He put the earth and the stars and the sun? Is there a sun? Does it mention a sun? Your Bible?
Yeah, the greater light and the lesser light.
Yeah.
Yes.
God actually
What was
stopped
the lesser light?
the sun from moving once.
The moon. Right, that's right, Evan.
Opposite the moon? Okay. So did they say it? Does it say properly that first there was the sun, and He put the sun up, and then the stars, and then the earth, or how was it?
Yes, out of order from science.
I guess I'm a little confused. I thought we were talking about the age of the Earth for a bit there, but
Well, that has something to do with that, because I don't know why we argue, because if maybe God wasn't interested to tell you how He created Earth, right? But couldn't it be that your God was so cool and thought, well, I create it this way that the Earth is gonna evolve like this?
well,
I mean, there's no proof.
neither one of us said we had issue really either way. If God wanted to make the world 1 trillion years old, or and it was just 5 days old, who cares? It doesn't matter.
But you always fight about that. I don't understand.
Realize that me and Tommy and Rev were the ones waving the white flag, saying, "Well, let's get away from this immediately." And you guys,
I don't even like that argument. I don't even like the ages. I don't even like the age of the Earth, age of the universe argument at all. So I try to avoid it. But
well, let me throw one little thing in right. Let me throw one little thing in right quick about the age of the universe and evolution and things like that. The problem comes in is how literal you take the Bible. Some people don't take everything as absolutely literal, and then others take every word as literal. That's where the problem comes in.
Well, I can give you some examples why I believe the creation account to be true, and why it would make sense over evolution. If you'd like to hear that, that's a fun one too. Oh, you got to say yes.
I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I was going to say yes, but it's evidence as hangout, so go for it, Brett.
Well, one of the things I brought up with non-believers over and over, and even they find themselves in awe on this, is that the first living organism, as you guys point out, would have to have some kind of reproduction. It'd have to have a replicating device already set up in its system before mutations and changes and all the stuff that you claim happens over millions of years. If it didn't, the species couldn't replicate itself, therefore it wouldn't survive. It wouldn't exist. It would have its shelf life, and that would be it, the end. So would you agree that the system was already set up from the beginning for replication? Now think about this.
No, they divided.
Okay, but
there were no male or female microorganisms. They divided.
But they'd have to have some.
Look at bacteria. Bacteria just start dividing, and all of a sudden you got millions of them.
Isn't it called anthropomorphic?
There were no male or female bacteria.
Have some kind of processor ability or a mechanism that can do this setup right from the get-go.
I don't think it was like that right from the get-go. What we really need is someone that is a microbiologist or something to talk to.
To explain that, yeah.
That with.
Well, you don't need a biologist to explain to you that in order for us to survive, we have to reproduce the genes. It's real simple math here. If we can't reproduce, we will go extinct. Same with any species out there. So you have to admit that the replicating device or mechanism was there from the get-go. Creation tells us that the mechanism was created right off the bat. Evolution doesn't have a damn story to tell us about this.
It's
You know,
100%
whatever we
right.
say, you're going to sweep under the rug, dude. So let's move on to something else.
I'm not going to sweep it under the rug. I'm going to use a dustpan. I'm not going to put it under the rug. Why would I do that?
I mean, let's face it. This is one of those things that's been gone over and over and over. It's like kicking a dead horse. About 50 of them, really. What's next?
I don't hardly ever hear anybody in these hangouts bring this up. I know I brought it up a few times, but I hardly ever hear anybody else pull it.
Well, I've been in quite a few over time where there's been discussions about evolution and stuff like that, and people don't agree on it.
What I think is strange that you always start with something what you really know, what we don't really know how all it started. I mean, the things we know, you don't talk about them, you know, but you always start.
We try to.
No, you always start to ask things which you know that science as well. This we still not know.
Well, let me try this on you, Ramona and Haller, and I think you'll enjoy this. You guys are at least convinced to this point that some chemicals collided, some neat stuff happened, and then voila, millions of years down the line, we're here, right? Yes or no? That's a simplistic way, I'll admit, of putting it there. But you believe that some properties came together, and that's why we're here, right?
It didn't just happen overnight, though.
No,
no, we don't. No scientist knows the exact process that started it all.
But you believe
nobody knows. We may never know.
Right, but you at least agree that, in your viewpoint, something came together, some chemicals, some processes, and voila, we're here, right?
Yeah.
Can we look into this? Okay, so let me ask you this. If we were to go back in time to the universe, all the way back to the singularity, when the universe and time and nature was all in one single property, why couldn't there be an advanced intelligent mind within that if you're willing to accept in a little blue planet it's possible? Now you've got the entire properties of the universe in one single source. Why can't you have a mind?
Oh, you ask if this could be possible?
There's no evidence for that. There's nothing we can point to and say, okay, well, this was because of a mind. You know, there's nothing, as far as I know, that has come up that leads to any kind of evidence that there was a mind or God. You know, that
I can give you some, Heavy Howler.
Yeah. First verse of Genesis.
Nope. Let me ask you this. In science, is there anything that comes without something coming? Okay. Is there anything in science that a reaction, that there isn't a cause for a reaction? Anything in science?
Well, for one thing, I'm not a scientist, and I can't tell you how everything began. No one probably will ever figure that out. You know, as far as scientifically, you know, how the universe began. It began, we know that, but how, you know, exactly, we don't know.
No,
so I can't answer a question about something I don't know.
That's a very honest answer.
What was the question, Rev?
Is there anything?
We know it did start, though.
Right. The eternal universe. Go ahead, Brett.
The Heavy Hauler, you do realize that the God believers are the ones that actually came up with the scientific method. We actually founded biology, literature, education, with a great deal of the creativity that you know that's out there. 80%.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch what you said, Brett. Start over.
Of course you did. 80% to 90% of the greatest scientists that we've ever known that have come up with inventions that have impacted things, including computers, biology, the very scientific method that we go along with, these were all God believers. Why do you think it is that Albert Einstein and Isaac Newton and all these guys all the way down the line, they accepted that there was an intelligent, advanced mind behind the universe, but why can't you?
There's nothing that convinces me.
Well, I don't care if there was something what
good answer.
gave this all a shot, you know? Could be. Why not? I mean, it could be that we live in the Matrix, and because or our brain plays a trick or something. That all could be. I'm open to everything.
Right.
Darwin was a Christian at the beginning, but
that's right.
He lost his faith over time.
But the Christian version of how everything began, or this doesn't convince me. You know.
I heard the comment
That's
on
what it is.
I've actually got a video up where I've got quotes of scientists, including Charles Darwin. He died a theist, so I don't know where you came up with that.
That's right, Brett.
I'd just like to respond to something she said. Why you said you don't find the creationist explanation or argument to be
the Christian? I don't know
Christian.
if all Christians are creationists. I don't know.
Okay, so why do you find the idea that things just got here for no particular reason? Why is that convincing? What happened, or what sort of evidence makes you think that's possible? That everything could just basically create itself? You know, that intelligence sort of came from non-intelligence, life came from non-life, DNA came from rocks smashing together. I mean, what out there is
DNA did not come from rocks smashing together. That's pretty simplistic. DNA.
Okay, well, you know what I'm saying. Ultimately, some sun or something or star exploded, and all these chemicals formed, and bang, here we are.
Let's say no, that's too quick. Let's say the evolution of the mammals. I mean, that makes sense. It makes more sense than people were made out of a piece of loam, or how you call it.
But it's much more than that. You've got to come up.
That makes no sense.
It's much more than that. You don't have the origin. You don't have the origin of anything. It's much more than animals changing. I mean, I changed from last night to today, but that doesn't explain the origin of all the chemicals and physical laws. The origin of anything really is just obscure. It's all obscure.
Isn't that an argument from ignorance, though, Tommy? Isn't that an argument from ignorance?
I'm asking her what convinces her of that.
No, listen. You asked me things where you still don't know how we evolved, and you ask me questions what scientists even don't know, how it all started, or what was before the Big Bang and things like that. I mean, how can you ask me? What did you ask about the chemical? How life started? The scientists, they still don't know by fact how it was.
Well, okay, so you're not convinced by the creationist argument. I'm asking, as far as, okay, so if you take God out of the equation, purpose out of the equation, intelligence out of the equation, how did all this stuff, including all the chemicals and physical laws and everything that governs the universe, time, space, matter, cells, DNA, consciousness, how did all this stuff pop up for no particular reason?
I just told you,
and what evidence do you have that convinces you? Okay, so
I'm not a Lawrence Krauss. You need to talk to someone like that. We just simple folk, dude.
No, yes, and that's irrelevant.
But we accept.
I'm sorry.
I'm just following up your assertion, or I'm just following up your statement that you don't find the creationist model convincing.
The Bible says that God took loam. Don't shake your head. The Bible says God. No, first it was out of loam. He made human beings,
all right, yeah.
And then the second, the wife from a rib. I mean, okay, this is nonsense. You know what I mean? This is nonsense.
Are you sure about that?
So evolution makes more sense. That's what I mean. Evolution makes more sense.
You still have to come up with with the creation of all the chemicals, all the proteins, and DNA, all the.
Because
yes, you do. You have to have an explanation for the emergence of all of that stuff. It doesn't happen.
That's no magic of the universe. It's a separate issue.
Guys.
It's not a separate issue. All that stuff has to emerge.
Yes,
all
it
the
is.
Biological
It's a separate issue.
And structures
answer evolution
have to emerge.
I mean, they're separate issues, dude. Evolution is not the creation of the universe.
Right.
The universe.
I'm talking about
evolution.
I'm talking about the origin of all
origin of life
biology.
has nothing to do with the beginning of the universe.
You
I'm
are
talking about the
asking.
origin
This
of all
is
of
what I
biology.
said.
Come on, guys.
This
Come
is
on,
what I
guys.
said.
Guys.
You're asking questions which you know that even scientists have to agree that they don't know for a fact how it all started. Why do you ask
Right,
questions
exactly,
like this?
and exactly.
But
and
that
religious
doesn't
Let her
make.
finish.
But this
Ramona,
wait, no, this doesn't make. This doesn't make evolution false.
Hades, don't mute me, man.
I'm going to mute you if you're going to interrupt people. Let her finish. So I'm going to mute you if you're going to interrupt people, Rev.
I had a point to make, a very good one.
Sure, you can make it now that she's finished talking.
Come on, guys. Let's not get emotional.
No one's getting emotional. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Go on, Rev.
Forget it. Forget it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pout. No, I just want to interrupt right quick. I need to run. Y'all take care, guys. Have a good night, and ladies. y'all have a good one now.
See you later.
Night, guys and ladies.
Night.
So it doesn't make evolution false just because we don't know how it actually really started. That's what I meant. That doesn't make.
Can you give me a single? Can you give me a single example of evolution? I mean, you're convinced of it. So can you give me a single good, verified example of evolution?
It makes sense. How?
So you're convinced over just an imaginary concept. You're not convinced over any actual evidence.
Yes, I'm convinced.
You're convinced over an imaginary concept.
I'm convinced from the fossils. I'm convinced from
which fossils? Which fossil?
The fossils.
I'm just trying to get you to give me some actual evidence. If you're gonna say that.
Tommy, why don't you go look in the chat there? I've typed in a link twice for you. There's some evidence there for you.
I'm talking to her. I'm just trying.
Well, you want the evidence. You're asking for the evidence. There you go.
What is it? What is this evidence?
Evidence against recent creation. The evidence you're asking for, is it not?
What specifically? Specifically, what is your specific evidence?
Go look on the page.
That you're presenting.
It's a lot of information. It's a lot of information.
Just present it.
It's a lot of information. Go look at it.
Yeah,
I can give you a Google link.
Go look at it. If you're going to be ignorant of the information,
see, here's the thing: there's so many people on your side who just blindly put their faith in evolution without even having a shred of actual evidence that they can point to.
We have all the
Such as what?
Fossils. The fossils.
All over the
Which fossils?
All the fossils they found.
Which fossil?
Let's say from the humans. From the mammals. They found all the fossils.
Oh. All right.
Which fossil? We should probably move on.
Let me ask.
You're being disingenuous, Ramona. You know what?
Hey,
you must give up with these guys.
It's fiction. I'm going to ask you a question about the information that you gave me. I'm going to ask you.
Did you actually look at it?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. I'd like to ask you, what is a Bastina asteroid? Go ahead.
Bastina asteroid?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're the one.
Cluster of asteroids with similar orbits. This group was pretty. I can read just as well as anybody. It's right there in front of you.
Find it. So you just got around to reading it.
No, I've read the whole thing. I've read this whole article. I don't memorize it, okay, Brett? Nobody does. And we're not scientists. So if you want to know fucking science to a T, go ask a scientist.
Oh, I see how it is. Boy, so much emotionalism. We're just asking for evidence.
The information is available to everyone who isn't ignorant and go and look for themselves.
Well, ignorant means you don't know any better. You realize that, right?
Well, yeah, obviously you don't know any better because you don't go look at the same information that everybody has available. Right, Ramona?
I just sat here and I read off your page. So I'm looking at your page.
Yeah.
There's a difference if you understand evolution or you know every specific thing they found out. I mean, I can't remember all that.
All right. Well, let me.
But I understand how evolution works.
What does an asteroid have to do? The asteroid orbit have to do with evolution?
What is so
This is
funny
not just
with
about.
that?
This is going back when you were asking about the age of the Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
thought
still
we were
back on
talking
that
about
topic.
and evolution. I didn't know we were talking about asteroids, Tommy. Why didn't you
Well, you
tell me?
were talking about the age of the Earth, and you wanted evidence, so there's your fucking evidence. If you open your bloody eyes and read, just like everybody,
I don't know what
we'd be all on the same page.
orbits have anything to do with evolution. Can you explain?
You know what? You can't win because you keep changing the subject. So, like, why can't you guys stay on topic?
You gave me the link. I'm looking at the information. I don't know what
it's a
asteroids
lot of
have to do with it.
There's no way you read the information in 2 minutes there, Brett. There's no fucking way.
Well, how do you know that I can't sit there and read really fast? How do you know that?
Nobody can read all that information and take it all in 2 minutes. I don't care how fast you can read. You can skim, but you're not taking in all the information that fast. You're not a computer.
I'm going to give you.
Are you a
something.
computer?
Are you really arguing, Brett, that you've read the entire thing? Wow.
Yeah, there's no way you read it and comprehended the whole thing in that flash second.
Have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Okay?
And neither do you. Neither do you guys, because you sure as hell don't know anything about real science.
And this is the reason why
There goes
atheists.
Tommy. He ran away.
You're arrogant and filled with pride. Pride before the fall.
Oh, and you're not. What is it you got?
All right, you're wasting.
What is it that you got? See, Ramona? See how they run? See how they run?
Listen, guys, listen.
I don't understand this. I don't understand why I get questions. What scientists even don't know this. How it. I mean, you guys know that
Exactly.
the scientists don't know it, and
They
you
know that.
especially ask those questions. And
they're
of course, yeah. Go ahead.
And this is why they ask, because they're trying to, I don't know, it's like they're trying to, just because science doesn't know, therefore science doesn't know anything? Is that what their point is? Rev, maybe you can answer for them?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I want to apologize to Hades, and I want to apologize to Ramona. I got kind of worked up. What I was going to say is science can tell us about the tangible reality, but the spiritual thing, they can't really get their hands on it yet, and that's what we're trying to tell you about. But I get it.
We understand that, Rev.
But maybe listen. I think there is a misunderstanding. Maybe we don't want to. Those are two separate things. This one is science, and the other is spiritual. Okay.
Right. One has nothing to do with the other.
Right, that's what I say. I mean, for me, science only does not prove that there is no God or so, right? But for me, science proves that I'm not out of loan. That's the only thing, okay? But I don't think that Christians believe that we are out of loan. I can't believe it that there is any Christian who thinks that this is true. You know.
What did you say, Romana? Out of what?
Loan.
Yeah, I couldn't get that either. Out of
dust.
Dust.
Oh,
dust. Okay. Yeah.
I just want to say for the record that I haven't kicked anyone out. I never do that.
I was tempted to, but it's your room.
So
I can verify that.
So I mean, and I actually think that the atheist in this hangout has been pretty courteous. We will let Brett Keane and Tommy ask to.
Sorry, I blasted in your evidence. Sometimes I have to blast when I find information
Yeah, sure.
that they're asking for. They reject
sure,
it.
but
That pisses
I mean,
me off.
we answered the question for about an hour at least, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Apparently, when we were
Brett's questions were really just rather bizarre, like
disingenuous.
Like passive aggressive type of stuff. Like, would you shoot like a person with Alzheimer's?
What question was bad? What was a bad question?
Most of his questions are bad questions.
Like what? For instance, like saying, would you shoot a person with Alzheimer's because they're a burden on society? just these really silly questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they're not silly, but they're not silly. They're loaded.
Well, I think they are silly because why? I mean, I guess loaded as well. But you know, like asking why would you shoot a person that has Alzheimer's because they're a burden on society? I mean, I find that actually even offensive.
Yeah, me too.
Even ask that, but okay.
I mean, we all knew that he was going to come to this abortion question, but he could have just started with that. He didn't had to go through all this. I mean, we all know that killing humans is wrong. I mean, so
well, in fairness, the abortion issue rarely comes up here. I mean, the age of the Earth evolution come up all the time.
Yeah,
but the abortion issue is kind of interesting to talk about.
Yeah, but we did talk about it for a very long time. So, I mean,
and you did a very fine job of it too, guys. On the back for all of you.
I mean, we answered all the questions that was put forth to us, but I mean, the abortion issue isn't scientific. I mean, there are pros and cons, pro-life, pro-choice, blah 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 blah. But if we want to go through the great debate and we want to talk about other stuff, we can actually prove evolution and we can prove the age of the Earth. But apparently, that is the old topic.
But you know what I find more interesting, Tommy, is when we do give you the evidence, you all run.
You cannot prove
See how quickly you two both ran?
We cannot prove evolution.
Can you even define evolution? Can either of you define evolution? Can you define it for me? Let's start there. What's the definition of evolution?
Oh, you've asked this
How
question
does it happen?
times. You know.
Exactly.
What?
No, I haven't.
And what does that have to do with
what is
anything?
Can someone please define evolution? How it happens?
And
I'm looking for a definition of how evolution happens.
Have you ever been to a museum?
How can I accept something as true and factual if I don't even know what the definition is, and you can't tell me what it is?
Can't you look it up?
We understand that you don't understand the definition because you think that.
Then tell me how it happens.
Look it up.
No. Please tell.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much reading it takes and studying that
then you should be able to
look
tell
up
me
and I tell you how evolution means evolving from
It's another loaded question. Ramona, it's another loaded question. See, there are 2 ways.
I mean, it's so hard. I don't know where to start because I don't know how much you are educated in.
Can you give me an example of evolution?
Just the understanding of evolution takes intelligence. Where do you think intelligence came from?
Ramona and Section, I would like to say that I commend you guys, and I hope you continue to behave this way towards anyone with questions, because it's really helping atheism out. It's not like it's on the decline or anything, you know. Go ahead.
It's not on the decline, Brett. It's actually
far from it.
It's actually growing.
Actually, according to statistics, it is. Yes.
It's not on the decline. Okay, I'll link you to a statistic that says otherwise, Brett.
Do you guys plan on showing some fossils or just talking about the trash?
They're not going to show fossils. They're not going to define what the theory is or says or how it happens. Yet they expect me to believe it. Expect everybody to believe it.
I guess you have reading capabilities, Tommy.
I'm here and I'm listening. What is it?
Go study. Find out. Read.
No, I'm here. I'm waiting and I'm listening.
See, that's
There's
why you
two
don't
definitions
know.
in the chat, Tommy. There's 2 definitions in the chat.
And it doesn't even matter if evolution is true because God could have because God could have created evolution to make all this happen.
It's irrelevant to whether God exists or not.
Just for the record, that's a bogus definition. I believe that inherited phenotypic characteristics change over time. That's a terrible definition. So that does not distinguish you from me. So give me your definition of evolution as it would.
Your Nobel Peace Prize there, Tom, if you know so much.
Okay. All right, you're done. You don't know what you're talking about.
An ad hom there, fiction. Come on.
Or fiction. Just can't handle herself.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to have another drink.
Just
you guys are giving me a headache.
Another one. Another one.
Just for the record, you're not the only one, so you can't define it. Nobody can.
It's my weekend off. I'm allowed.
I hear you. Got to escape reality somehow.
Nope, it's not an escape from reality at all.
Of course not.
No, I'm
Just a
quite
painkiller.
within reality. Yep,
Just a
painkiller within
painkiller.
reality. Yep,
Dull the
painkiller.
pain.
There you go. That's a good one.
Full of pain.
That's why.
Rev understands.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Thank you, Rev.
Oh, we all have a little pain, huh?
Phew, you better believe it, Tommy. I wish we could make all these atheists believe that God is real.
You can't. So stop trying.
Never. We love you. We love you.
If you guys,
Oh, please don't.
you guys want to believe that no intelligence was involved in your making, I do have my doubts in it sometimes.
Oh, okay, I can read a definition found in Swedish. If I hope I translate this right.
Okay.
Evolution is. Oh, you want to hear it?
Okay.
We're all ears.
Evolution is in the biological sense the process by which living organisms' characteristics change from one form to another between successive generations.
That's why I asked how. That doesn't say how. I'm asking how. No, I said how.
No, you asked.
Give me the mechanisms. I asked how it happens, the mechanism of how it happens.
No. Okay, you asked for the
You asked the
definition.
definition. We can quote you. I can even quote you.
Yeah.
I very distinctly said how it happens.
No, but we can.
I work my
we can
questions like I do for a reason. I've been around this block before. I question I word them very in specific ways for specific reasons. I asked how evolution happens. Because the follow-up question is going to be, give me an example of it happening, just to give you the cliff notes.
You mean
You won't be
why?
able to do that either.
Do you mean why there are special species and how they evolve from it? Do you mean that?
No, I'm asking for an exhaustive list of how animals change. I'm talking about mechanisms.
Did you skip science class, Tommy? For real? I mean,
I don't know. I can't believe it.
it takes years to learn this stuff.
I'm starting to think, Tommy, that you'd have a better conversation with them damn socks, because these turds ain't doing it.
I know. It's futile. It's okay.
I know you are, but what am I?
The only point is, the only point is you guys are putting your faith in something you don't know anything about.
We don't have fucking faith. It doesn't take faith.
Oh.
If you believe in it, you do.
Here you get the link.
No,
Why?
I don't believe in evolution.
It's a fact. That's right. Whether you believe in
I'm
it, have faith in it, or
convinced.
not. Exactly, Ramona. She's got it.
I mean, it's more likely or not likely, and it's more likely that we're not out of loan and we evolved from a rat.
And guess what? Evolution is still happening. Voila.
Yes.
She
Where?
said with the
Open your eyes and look.
keep her a rat.
Are
She
you guys
said-
blind?
I want to
I'm
see the
convinced you guys
teeth.
are blind.
She just said she was a damn rat with the cereal.
Yep.
Who said who's a rat?
Well, Brett came up with that last month.
He's
Oh,
stuck on
somebody
the rat
kick Brett.
thing. I know.
Somebody kick Brett. Come on, man.
Nobody. Oh,
I did not kick him.
I don't know how to kick somebody, so.
I've got a question
Hey.
for Rev. Rev, how are we going to convince people that God loves them, that Jesus died on the cross for their sins when they believe they're a monkey or a rat? I mean, how do you break through that?
We don't know. We don't even know if he existed.
Well,
I'm just
We-
saying,
not-
it's
it's
just
not-
it seems futile if you think you're a
we
rat,
evolved from the great ape,
Yeah.
not the rat.
or you're a fish, you're a mutated fish, or a mutated
You
bacteria.
made that up. No, we're not. We are
Yes, you're-
fucking not.
There were stages in between, but ultimately you go back to a bacteria-like
Many
thing,
stages,
and that
many
mutated billions,
years.
zillion times, and here you are.
Many stages and many years from a single-celled animal all the way up to us.
It's still a mutated bacteria.
So?
So, okay, well, that's what it is. That's what you believe.
no, that is
Stupid.
what's that
It's totally stupid. This is ridiculous.
That's where your
is what
ignorance
science
goes.
shows.
It's called fairy tale.
No,
That's where
no,
you're
no.
ignorant.
It's called science.
It's called stupidity.
No.
It's called no evidence.
See, this is why.
So you call science stupidity without evidence?
I'm calling
Well,
the
that is
idea that we mutated from a bacterium stupid when
You
there's
are
no
ruled by
evidence
your
that
imagination,
bacterium
Tommy.
add
Bottom
anything by
line.
way of mutations.
You are ruled by your imagination. Simple as that.
Okay. All right.
Yep. You poor thing.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, guys. John 3:16. Look it up. Read it. It's true.
For God so loved the world.
Yeah. That's funny, right?
Even
That's
his son.
funny.
To
That's
have everlasting life.
Oh.
No, thank you.
Okay. You reject it. You
Tommy,
reject it.
Tommy.
Have fun. Take
I mean,
care.
No, thank
OP,
We love you. We love
Tommy.
you. We love you, and
Yeah,
so does
No,
Tommy.
I
Tommy.
don't want to be
Oh,
loved.
come on. Be more
I mean,
genuine.
I mean, what type of evidence? I mean, well, if you don't if you don't trust evidence, what type of evidence do you want us to provide for you so that you can understand that you are wrong?
They won't accept any of it, their evidence. That's the problem here. They won't accept it anyways. They've admitted to that, all of them. Every one of them I've talked to, they will not accept evidence.
I will. Show me a mutation in a bacteria that added something new.
Do you want
A new molecular, a new machine, any sort of cellular machine, anything new in a bacterium?
so you are like Nephilim. So you are like Nephilim. Okay.
No, I'm looking for evidence. I'm not going to compare myself to anybody. Evidence.
Yeah, I have to mute Tommy now because just for the record, Tommy is the only one who doesn't mute himself when he's not speaking, and he constantly interrupts people. And and I mean, this must be pretty obvious for all the 3 viewers we have. I mean, just for the record, and he asked for mutation. Yeah, mutations that add stuff, and that he said that doesn't occur, and then I gave him a link with mutations that add stuff, and then he wanted mutations that add new treats, and I don't know what he means by that. I guess he wants one type of mutation that adds a new foot or something, but that is not how it works. So
we can't unmute you, Tommy. You have to unmute yourself. No one can unmute you. I can even screen share. No one can unmute you. You have to unmute
sorry.
yourself.
I forgot.
That was a nice pouty face, Tommy.
I said a mutation that adds something to a bacteria that it didn't have. So if elephants and humans evolved from a one-cell common ancestor ultimately, with stages in between, we had to have added things along the way.
Tommy, what about nylon-eating bacteria?
What did that add?
I'm just saying. I'm just asking. What do you think about that nylon-eating bacteria?
Well, it was actually accomplished. It was accomplished by plasmids, by jumping genes, not by mutations, and it didn't add anything.
Well, no, I'm not saying it in regards to what you just said. I'm just saying in general. Wouldn't you say bacteria are pretty much evolving to nylon's a man-made thing, and I'll give you a link to nylon-eating bacteria.
Yes, I'm familiar with it. I mean, the bacteria existed before the nylon was around to be consumed. They just started consuming a new diet. There's nothing odd or miraculous about that. They just adapted to their new diet.
I'll give you a link. I'm going to just get it out for you.
I'm very familiar with it. Or fairly familiar with it. I know enough to know that you don't really have a leg to stand on with it. It's not even accomplished by mutations. I can show you the paper.
Put your fingers in yours again, Tommy. La 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 la. Is that what you're doing now?
Have you spoken to OP before, Tommy?
Have I spoken to who?
OP before.
OP, yeah, I have.
What was the end result with that?
I like Opie. He says some interesting things that I would like to talk to him about, but sometimes he gets too It's mostly in chat. Mostly in chat, not in Hangouts. But in chat, he can get a little rude, for lack of a better word. But when I'm in Hangouts with him, he's always fine. And I actually kind of like talking to him, but he has some interesting ideas. You know, like
I have to chat with people because
like the universe
no one lets
has
me
always
in.
been around.
I either get blocked or they don't give me the link. So,
Well, I always like talking to you.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to you, Tommy.
Hey, you know what?
I mean, Opie is not like a lot of the atheists that just are really dogmatic and just, I don't know what the word is, but they're just activist atheists who don't like to even hear creationists and Christians talk. I mean, at least Opie will have a civilized conversation, so I can.
You guys don't bring anything new to the table. That's the problem. We've heard this for years, 2,000 years, in fact. The same shit.
I can say the same thing about atheism. What's new about atheism?
No, science is always discovering new stuff. What are you talking about?
No, I said atheism.
Hey,
Science
Tommy,
is not
I was
atheism.
really interested in your stuff. I mean, I was asking how you see it, how creation is, and how the Bible. I mean, it's not that I'm not interested. You can't say that.
No, well.
Well, see.
I didn't say all of you were like that. In fact, I just said Opie would have a civilized conversation and let people talk. So I'm not saying all of you are like that.
Yeah.
By the way, hi, Brother John.
I'm not accusing anyone in here of being that way. I'm just saying a lot of atheists, the activist variety, are like that.
Am I being naughty again?
I think you're a very nice person.
Thank you.
You know what? I hear you, and you strike me as somebody I could really just like go hang out with and just have a ball with. But we just disagree on this. You.
Who are you talking about? Willis? I am a fun person.
I know you are.
I like to be challenging. I get my challenging modes, and then I get my friendly modes. You know, we're like everybody like that. You know.
You cuss somebody out, but you do it in a friendly way with a smile.
Ah, thank you. That's my style.
Tommy, I needed you last night when I was in the hangout where I was having a discussion with someone, and Veckel jumps in out of nowhere and cuts everybody off in the whole hangout and was just this outright just slandering me. I mean, and bearing false witness and lying. He was like, oh, I'll tell you what, this guy, I mean, he just went off. I mean, I thought he was going to have a stroke or something. And I'm like, dude. I mean, and he's done that. Veckel has done that to me like at least 3 times that I can remember. He's jumped in out of nowhere, and he acts like he's, warning everyone from, this guy's the devil incarnate. He's going to rip your soul out and eat it. He's, everyone hates him. Atheists and theists alike hate him. It was like,
that's not true. I like him.
I kind of looked at him and I said, "Is that bad?" But anyway, he really went after me last night. He called me some things, and then he completely lied about a discussion we had one time. And
I've never seen Beckle freak out.
The only thing that I can figure out is that he just doesn't want to deal with different arguments that I bring up. I guess. I don't. We can. If Veckel's listening, we can talk it out if you want to. Come on in, bro.
Well, we all can have our buttons pushed. So we all can have. We can flip on a dime if we have the right button pushed.
So it makes us all human. Bunch of apes. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Oh, like that. I love apes.
Only 2 people push that button.
Man, I really like.
Great uncle is a.
Yes.
I'm proud of it.
And I love rats.
Fiction had the most patience of anyone trying to get me set up on these hangouts, and we still hadn't figured it out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. But anyway, and then I talked to Sid, and I was in there talking to Sid, and I think he pretty much told me the same thing the fiction told me to do, but it's just something's just not working right. But I'll get it figured out. But she had a lot of patience with me last night and tonight trying to figure it out.
Well, I do like that avatar better than some of the other ones you've had.
Yeah, I like that little kitty. Cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Hey guys, it's
Ramona?
It's 6:43 in the morning in Germany.
Oh, that's late or early.
Yes.
Time to get up, girl. Wake up, wake up.
Yeah. It's 5:45 for me.
I have to try to get to sleep somehow. I'm full awake, but I have to go to bed.
I have that trouble sometimes too. Relaxation music works really good.
Yeah.
Das ist nichts gut.
But when the hangout is so excited, how can I go to sleep?
I know.
Okay, I wish you all the best.
You're in my circles, aren't you, Ramona? I think I have just added recently.
Yeah.
Take care, Ramona.
Take care, Ramona.
Yes,
it was lovely chatting with you, gal. It's nice to meet up with some women on here. We're few and far between.
Yeah, punch 'em. Okay, bye.
Ciao. Now I got a sausage fest again.
Whose hangout is this anyway?
You guys are fun. You guys are fun.
Is this your hangout, Fiction?
No, it's evidence for you, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's Swedish. Yeah, what is up with that, evidence?
Yeah. That's my fault. If you change the link in the end, if you switch SV for Swedish to EN for English.
Yeah, I did that. I did a translation, yeah. But it's still, my words came up all weird. It was kind of funky there for a bit when I got lengthy.
All right, I think I'm going to peel away as well. I enjoyed the chat.
That was nauseating.
Do try to read up about the age of.
Looks like I missed some good stuff.
We'll talk again.
Okay. All right. Y'all take care.
Study some science, Bobby. You'll be all right.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So.
Phew. I can get back to getting drunk.
I knew you were drunk.
Yeah, we
How did you know, Brother John? Huh?
Old one, aren't you?
I'm working on it, but it's I have this light beer.
Yeah.
Me too. I've been sipping on Sambuca.
Sambuca? What beer? Sambuca? What else is everybody drinking?
Yeah. Sipping on
Sambuca. Ryan.
Sambuca.
He was handsome, right? Fiction fighter.
Hey.
Welcome, Ryan.
What's that evidence?
Ryan, he was handsome in the.
Oh yeah, handsome Ryan. There's my cutie boy.
And then he turned off. Maybe he just.
Oh. Don't worry, I don't have a camera going there, Ryan. It's safe to come on camera.
Mm-hmm.
He gets camera shy.
Yeah, right.
He just took one of these.
That's funny.
Is that how you look, actually?
So what was the topic right before I got in here that you guys were finishing up?
Yeah, we were talking about a lot of things, abortion and all these things.
Abortion.
Basically, Brett Green tried to own the hangout by.
Isn't Brett King such a pleasant guy? I mean,
I have no words.
So.
And then Tommy pretty much used the whole argument from ignorance, basically, you know. Yeah. I was going to try an analogy on him, but I didn't get the time to. I was going to say, like, the whole sort of magic trick. If I do a card trick on you and you don't have the faintest clue of how I did it, do you presume that it was magic? And did manage to get it done on him.
Yeah.
I've had conversations with Tommy before. I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly.
Did you just say you masticate down on him?
No, I
That's what I heard.
I said I've had conversations with him before, right? And I think I don't know if this was him, right? But I think he said something about like I think he said about gay people being poisoned to be gay by mercury poisoning and all this
Oh, wow.
conspiracy theory type of nonsense. I don't know.
He must have been saying that before I came in, because I missed that conversation.
Oh no, this was a long time ago. This was like 5 months ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I have to say it's quite hard to follow along with these guys. I mean, I have this language barrier to begin with, and they have been on YouTube perhaps many years, and I did my first video in March. So I mean they talk really fast, and they change the subject, and then they ask a question about evolution, which isn't evolution, and then you have to backtrack and correct them, and then you kind of lost your thought, and you got it
nailed down to a T. That's exactly what they do. They straw
hard.
man evolution to begin with, and then they're basing everything that all their supposed refutations of it based on, a straw man of the theory to begin with. They bring up opinions within the theory that does no harm to the theory. Who cares? I mean, if someone says man evolved from a piece of shit, it doesn't matter. It's opinion. It does no harm to the theory as a whole. They just want to like pick little pieces of things out and throw things away that are.
Well, hell, I'm sure all our piles of shit has more theory than their arguments.
I doubt it. Brother John, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, man, good.
Sobered up?
Six-parter.
Hey,
Dude, I've been doing really good, man.
That's good, good. What you up to?
You were wild the other night there. You were with your friend Matt there in the hangout.
Pretty sharp guy, right?
No, you remember that night?
Kinda.
A shadow of the mind, right?
Well, I remember, and a couple others do too.
What?
Who's hanging out with that in? Brother John, who's hanging out with that in?
You two?
We were in a hangout with, we were in Jello. It was like a video call, it wasn't a live.
Oh, I was going to say, it must have been public. Yeah, a lot of you guys don't do live ones much.
It was actually, it was right after my hangout. It was the off-air. Sorry.
Ryan, mute your mic so we can hear everybody talking. There we go. Carry on.
Evidence, where's the YouTube video of this live? Because I really want to find where Tommy asked you to define evolution, and then he changed it to pretty much be
the age of the Earth or something.
Yeah. Or I think it was the process or whatever.
Well, I suppose.
What's Ryan doing, man?
I suppose this video starts rendering when I hit stop a broadcast. Or
if this is live, it should go straight to YouTube.
Okay, if it's live, you can. Yeah. You should find it on my channel.
You can go to Google. Yeah, you can go to its channel. And
no, it doesn't show up on my channel.
Wow.
Oh no, you probably got it unlisted then. It's probably marked as unlisted.
Well, perhaps I started the hangout in Google Plus. That was the first time I did that. I usually start doing.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I usually start doing with YouTube.
Sounds like computer music going.
Okay, you can. Okay, sure, you can see it on Google Plus.
Still sounding weird there, Evidence.
Am I sounding weird?
Yeah, a bit robot-y.
Okay.
There, now you're clear.
Okay, now I'm clear.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Well, I said I started this hangout through Google Plus. I usually started through YouTube.
Oh, okay. So maybe
So-
that's the trick. Start a hang through with YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, let me go look at that.
So I don't
Maybe that's how
see my.
Opie, maybe that's one way you could start a hangout. Have you ever tried it that way? Through your YouTube channel?
Which way?
Opie's been having trouble getting hangouts starting through the Google Plus. So if you go to your YouTube channel maybe and try it that way.
Yeah.
How do you do that, Evan?
For the video.
Okay.
Wait,
It was unlisted, but I couldn't change.
I can show you how I do it if you like. I'll just screen share. I mean, I don't know. This is just how I do it.
Give us a little instructions so I can help other people.
Under Video Manager, you have live events.
All right. So
Video
home.
Manager.
You go home. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully, I don't have anything inappropriate up. All right, go Hangouts, and then start Hangout on air.
Upper left corner, yep. That's what I was trying to tell him. And
then you have this.
Broadcast publicly. See where that is, Opie?
Then
where it says audience. Keep it public.
Public. Don't cross off it. So it's for the public. Later, we could organise the time. So let's just change it to say 30th, and then share. Take a second.
And then you can start at any time after that, or do you gotta wait to that time?
You can just go on it and just start it whenever you like.
There you go. Did you try that way, Opie? Are you paying attention there, man? Opie.
Yeah, I tried that, but it doesn't let me share with everyone.
But did you keep it at public for audience though?
I can't make it public. It won't let me do it. I don't know why.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So maybe you have to look at your video settings on your YouTube channel. Maybe
that's what I'm thinking. It
has go to your video manager there.
Yeah, I probably have to mess with the settings on there.
Go to video manager at the top of your YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to mess around with. See if I can. I'm really new at.
I can't play around with it because I'm freaking suspended. God damn it. Terms of use violation. Thank you, Brett and J Dubs.
Well, what did you do wrong?
Your YouTube account got suspended?
Yeah, they flagged the channel, or flagged the video. So now I can't have a live hangout for 5 more months.
Wow.
Copyright? What was it, copyright?
Nope. For
What did you do wrong?
harassing, threatening, and stalking. Didn't do any of those things.
Oh man.
Yep.
And
I
now you know-
videotaped a portion. I videotaped a portion of J Dubs boasting about what do you call it?
Really Christian of them.
Yeah. He was boasting
Well,
about
they're both not Christian.
Actually, you know what? I could share you a video similar. I can share you an unlisted video I have. Hold on a sec.
So YouTube tells you who puts in the complaint?
No, but it was J Dubs. It was all J Dubs because it was about J Dubs. It was J Dubs himself boasting about being a hacker and shit. Who else would? I mean, I didn't swear. I wasn't stalking anybody. I didn't harass anybody. It was all him. And then at the end, I said something. I said, here's proof of the idiot you really are, or whatever. And then that was the end of it. It was like not even a 2-minute video, I think. It's under 5 minutes anyway. It was a really quick video, and it got flagged right away. But funny, they didn't flag any of the others that I had, so I unlisted them real quick. Let me see if I can find a similar one that I had.
See, it's doing it again. It says, I'm trying to do one as a test, and it says, when I click on it, it says, you can't invite that many people. Please trim your guest list and try again.
Screen share. Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is.
What is it?
You need to verify your YouTube account.
Ah.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure you have to do that.
That makes sense.
I think you have to. I'm pretty sure that you have to do that.
Who said that? Who said that? That was a brilliant.
Yeah, that is brilliant. I bet that's what it is.
And they're probably gonna
Yeah,
ask
you
for
could
your
have had something
phone
to do with your
number.
YouTube.
You have to give your a mobile number, and then they give you a code, and that's how you verify your account.
There
And
you
they
go.
hang out like that.
That's it. That's it. You figured it out. I guarantee
Was that
you
Hades?
that's it.
Was that Hades that said that?
Yeah.
You're awesome.
figured it
I knew
out.
it had something to do with his YouTube, but I didn't like the setting or something.
Yep. I knew that. I mean, I knew there was something.
Okay. Oh, here.
I mean, I am a god, so it's not that surprising that I wouldn't know that. I mean, I'm all-knowing, so. God of the underworld.
Omniscient, omnipotent, and all those good concepts.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a link to the how to verify it, or just go to your YouTube settings, and then YouTube settings. Wow.
What was
Why
that?
did Ryan get removed from the call?
Oh, I never did it. Who removed Brian? So here's an unlisted video link I'm posting. It's like not even a minute long. That was the majority of what the video that got flagged.
Yeah, I'm still kind of looking for where I get that. I know I'm on the right page. I just can't. Let's see.
What, to verify your account?
Yeah.
It may not even be
I'm
that.
on the YouTube settings now. I'm looking for where it would be at on there.
YouTube.
Would that be under video? No, that's not under video manager. Huh. Let me see. Community, maybe? I don't know.
Let me look, see if I can find it. Have you got it set as your channel view as public?
I think so.
You go to your main channel page.
Yeah, I'm on my
public,
channel.
right?
Yeah, it says view as public.
Okay.
Let's see. This is how your channel. Okay. Video.
It's got to be a video manager section.
Is that where it is? Okay. Let me.
Dashboard. Let's see.
Hello, everybody new. Yeah, I just got back from. Yeah, whatever. Hi. Another thing is there anyone who knows how to post links, like the link to the Hangout in the under the YouTube chat system? I saw Galaxy Dreams ask me that before. I'm pretty bad at this.
What was the question? Evidence?
Yeah, Galaxy Dreams asked, where is the link? Where is the link? And I just invited people via Google Plus to join. And she asked, where is the link? I mean, I know G-Man posts a link under in the description box or under the chat in the YouTube. How do you do that?
Don't know.
The link is in the comments.
I can only work at one problem at a time. Hold on. Hold on, Evidence. I'll try to help you in a sec.
The link is in the comments to this Hangout on the YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't see the YouTube feed. I just see the Google Plus feed.
Opie. Opie. Are you there, Opie?
Yes.
Okay, YouTube channel. Go to your Creator Studio.
Go where?
Your YouTube Studio.
Yeah. Okay, I'm there.
All right. Now, then see where it says Creator Studio?
Yeah.
Okay. Then it goes Dashboard, Video Manager, Community, then Channel.
Yep.
There's a drop-down menu. Where it goes Status and Features, Upload Defaults, Featured Content, Branding Advanced.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Check your settings in there. Privacy, it says, mine says, is it set to public? Or what's it say?
Let me look here. It says verified. My account status says verified.
Okay.
Good standing.
No.
Enable.
Wait, screen share. Do you actually screen share, OP?
Yeah. Go to
Just screen
channel.
share with us. I'll screen share to show you how to screen share. Go to the screen button here. Do you see my screen? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, press this the green button there with the arrow on it, and then it'll come up with share your entire screen. Click that one, and then just click share. And fiction can guide you. You're like my grandma, OP.
OP. Present.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Sorry, I'm a little hyperactive. I do things fast.
Yeah.
Where are you at? What are you doing?
I'm still reading all this, but everything is checked. That's just, to me, should be checked.
Okay, but hold on. You got to screen share so I can see what you're doing, because
just
you
screen
might
share.
be checking something that you're not meaning to.
This is great for YouTube evidence as well. This is great stuff.
You can stream live.
Entertaining stuff for the
Video editor.
Just screen share so we can guide you.
Yeah, go to your left of this hangout and screen share. Click the screen share button.
Okay.
See where it says screen share, the little green box?
Green TV with the white arrow.
Yeah. I clicked on it. It says screen sharing is not supported in audio only mode.
Oh, because you don't have your camera. You got to put your camera on live.
I think it's adjust bandwidth. I think that might be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah, you have to adjust your bandwidth.
That makes no sense. Why would you have to have your camera turned on to screen share?
No, it's just
okay.
the
Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah, it's just the bandwidth. Or let's present.
Where am I at? I don't even know where it is.
Very tech savvy, OP. Very tech savvy.
Have you got your camera on, like your live camera, so it can show your screen?
OP, just go to to see the adjust bandwidth. If you go to
there you go.
If you drag it, there you go.
There. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Now.
So, all right.
Okay, go to channel. Okay, go to upload. Go to upload defaults. The next one down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, click on that. Oh, it's marked public.
Yep.
Category license. What's your YouTube license? Click on that YouTube license. Go down.
Standard YouTube, or there's two of them. Creative Commons or standard YouTube license.
Standard.
Which one? This one?
Keep it at standard. Yeah.
Keep it at standard. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Go to advanced. See what advanced. Click on the advanced.
Tags,
No.
Nothing.
Advanced. No. Move your mouse over to the left. Under channel. Advanced. Yeah, there. Okay.
Right.
Everything looks right there. Associated website. What's this?
Here's no, that's something else.
That's AdWords. Yeah, that's probably not it.
Is that what I need to do?
I don't think so. AdWords doesn't know.
Oh.
Down.
Okay, now go to create. Go down to create. See what's in there. No.
I want to see why you can't do it. Try.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Just go on Google and starting up a Hangout, and I want to see why you can't do it. Just do a test run like I
create
did.
a video.
it won't work if he is in on my hangout.
Why are you going to... Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Where
Just
you
go to
popped
home
everywhere.
and then go to Hangouts. I want to see what the problem is.
Hangouts on there.
No, home. Go to home.
Go
Home.
Home. Yeah. That's
down.
what's right.
Go down more. Down.
Roll down.
Start a
There.
Hangout on there.
Is that what you've been clicking on, Opie? Right there?
Here? No,
Yeah,
no, I've been
that's
clicking
what
on
I've been
this
telling
one.
you.
I've been
That's what
doing
I've been-
this one.
Oh, that's why. You have to scroll down and click on that Hangouts on Air, because see, read beside it, it says broadcast your conversation to the world to see. That's what I was trying to tell you to
Alright.
click.
And go down now. And then
Scroll down.
just name the Hangout.
Well, this is
No,
the same.
wait.
This is the
Wait,
same
wait,
thing that
stop.
popped up on the other one. It's
Yeah,
the
but
same
hold on.
thing.
Oh, wait, Opie, look, see? Look down at the audience. You have public, extended circles, your circles, the Christians, and others.
That's too
Yeah.
many.
Okay,
Click
let's
off
see if
all
it
of the
works.
rest except for
No,
public.
no, wait, don't share. Just
No,
cross off
no.
all of them. And leave
Cross
the
off
public
everything
one.
except the public one, yeah.
Yeah, just do everything other than the
That's
public.
why I was telling you had too many.
No,
That's
no,
Yes.
that ain't what. No.
Yes,
I
watch.
did all that. I'm
Here,
telling you,
that.
I did all that.
Okay, wait. Give it a test. Yeah, okay, got a title.
Okay, well, it's working now. Okay, it hit public. See,
There you go.
that was it. That was it. But the other one, if you do the other way, it just won't. It won't.
I
let you
know
go
because
public
you were
with
doing
it.
it was making you do a video call, which is
Ah.
live but off, like it wasn't showing you.
That
through
was
your
it. So it was that
channel.
next one down. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
They need to fix that for idiots like me that don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Well, that's what I've been trying to
Fucking
tell you for 2 nights now, honey.
bastards. The bastard.
You can go share event right in the corner there, and that will share to everyone as well.
Oh, why do you have a tab called Deep Throat?
That best.
I bet you $100 each.
National site.
Just check.
Google Hangouts for Dummies.
Netflix free all over again.
There. So now you can change the title. Give it a really nice name. Oh. Don't call yourself a dummy. Fucking dumb. Yes. 2014. Go out with a boom.
Go on.
Go out with the
CUM. CUM. Come in. Oh.
You're a bad girl.
Oh, you're being very
I
bad.
better not do that. That's not nice.
You're a bad girl.
Oh, how do I delete it now?
Gonna throw you over my knee.
Just go to your home page. Just go to home.
Do you want to spank me, Brother
or
John?
profile. And
What
then
was that?
go to profile
That may be a possibility.
and go down.
What would you spank me with
Go
there,
up.
Brother John?
And then just see, go to the corner there. And
You
then
gotta
just click
dong
delete,
dong.
delete this event.
Cool. Wow. That was awesome. Yes.
There we go. Now you got it.
Let's wait till off air.
What's that, Brother John? I missed that.
Never mind.
I was distracted by the mouse. Making me dizzy, following that mouse. Ooh.
Fiction
So now
fighting is
Opie
pretty
knows how to
funny.
do this. What's that?
Fiction, you're pretty funny.
I'm a cat. I'm a herding cat.
A regular riot, Alice.
Why, yada. Archie!
One of these days.
Archie! To the moon, Alice!
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what that makes me think of?
Christian
Oh.
Hillbilly.
Hey?
Christian Hillbilly.
Well, I gotta
Yeah. You're gonna go do a hangout now, Opie?
go. Not right now, but I appreciate the help. Thanks for all that.
Glad we finally figured it all out. Thanks to Hades there, they
Okay.
finally figured it out, eh?
Yeah, great.
See, I always know a few heads are better than one. Take that any way you want.
Can you please give me head?
Oh man.
Oh, this was fun. This is a fun chat.
Oh yeah.
Welcome.
I was getting worried there for a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Welcome, Atheist.
Who's that?
Hello.
No idea.
Aestis. That's not
Hello.
Nadia. Is that Nadia?
No.
Sounds
No.
Italian.
No. No.
I thought Nadia had long black
You
hair.
confused me with Nadia. I'm so ashamed. Oh.
No, I heard somebody say Nadia. I don't think I've talked to you before, have I? Aestis?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It's nice to meet you.
Well, yeah, nice to meet you.
Hello.
So does your
Hades
imagination rule?
invited me in here.
Oh, so your imagination doesn't rule you, right?
No, but I do know that you
just-
can't prove your reason using your reasoning. Bro.
Yeah, on that note, I gotta go drop the kids off at the pool.
Okay. You saying Hades?
What?
You saying, man?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that you're half Mormon, half Scientologist. But yeah, no.
And half Pastafarian.
I'm trying to think of was it Aurelian or something like that, or
No, but I'm a feminist.
what's it called? Aurelian though. It's like it's a religion that starts with like or I forgot what it was called. Fuck it. Oh man, we've had
You're alive.
We've had Brett Keenan here. It's been crazy.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, asking us
Yeah, I
really
got-
fucking dumb questions.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think I'll have to talk to him when he's like not on his turf because that was a horrible experience I had with him.
No, he was like, oh, you know, asking these really fucking stupid questions. If someone was gonna, you know, just really retarded questions like, should you shoot someone with Alzheimer's? I was like, what? What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
That was strange.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, like, he's talking about abortion and euthanasia. Don't really see how these got to do with God existing or not, but okay. I don't know.
What?
Dun.
Did somebody mention Raelians?
No.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called. That religion is like.
They're Raelians and they believe in shapeshifters and all that crap, and it's like the David Icke ilk.
Right, that's it. Yeah. Isn't it a religion though? Is it?
Nibiru and
It's a cult. Yeah.
All right, cult.
It's a cult. They're all cults. Don't you know that?
No.
Wouldn't argue with that.
Even Scientology, pseudoscience. Yeah, some people aren't aware that that's pseudoscience. Not you guys in here. I'm just saying out there, your listeners. Yeah, maybe we should invite some of those guys in here. Is there any
What I
Scientologists
find-
or Raelians?
I don't think there are any on here. They'll probably just be.
I mean, to me, just to backtrack, like if we take Tommy Hall, for instance, I mean, how can he even? I mean, in every paper, in every school book, I mean, everywhere he sees evidence that the Earth is older than his 6,000 years. I mean, he must be overwhelmed with evidence.
The way he's put up the standard of evidence for this is so high that pretty much anything to do with science he can't take because it's from authority, you know. So you can't give him anything to do with dating methods or anything like that, because that will be from authority. So, but then when it comes to him, and here's something that's quite interesting, he'll then quote scientists or stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Huh. Quoting scientists when it fits them, when it suits them.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, you really have to distance yourself to any kind of knowledge. Basically, I mean, it's shown on TV and everywhere. I mean, if there is such a thing as blind faith, that is really it. I mean, you just close your eyes and believe.
Well, I mean, for me, it's just where the evidence takes me, and for I think Tommy and these types of people, it's like they already have a bias, right? They already have the book, and then everything else comes from that. So it's not like, oh well, here's this evidence, here's that evidence, and from that I'm going to sort of work out where this takes me. It's kind of like, oh well, I believe this based off faith, and everything that I believe in pretty much revolves around that, and so yeah.
Every religious person ever.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So like, if with Tommy, evolution kind of contradicts the Bible. If you take it literally, right, and you'd have to sort of change it and sort of worm your way around these really important things to actually make it kind of like, oh, it doesn't really mean that, or it doesn't really mean this, and yeah. Right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a refill.
Yeah. Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
So, can you guys hear me okay, or do I sound fucked up at all, or?
No.
Hello, Michael. You got any kids to drop off?
Sound good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, loud and clear. Raise a glass there or a bottle? Michael.
What's up?
Are you raising a glass or what?
It's a bottle of India Pale Ale. It's
Oh,
it's a beer.
Yeah.
Is it a fruity beer?
This is Norrlands Guld. It's
good. Is it?
Yeah.
It's like gold.
Oh, okay. This is like a dark brown. It's like it's an ale. Shit.
Yeah.
It's like a skunky ale.
Oh.
Bitter.
Can't be Canadian, eh?
I'm in California. So, Fiction Fighter, I always thought you were a guy when I seen your comments and stuff. I don't know why.
So did Randcam.
We're in California.
I'm in. I live in Stockton. It's about an hour from San Francisco.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I live in Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Aren't you relieved I'm female, Michael?
So
Why did
relieved.
you think I was a guy?
I don't know. Just your name just sounds. I just assumed you were a guy, and just by I don't know. I never gave it any thought. I just assumed, but that's what I get for making assumptions, right?
Well, now you know.
So I know when I use Hangouts, I go under a different name, but I usually go by Mike Snow 50. That's my handle. So
Mike Snow 50?
Mike Snow, yeah.
No, let's see if I can find ya.
I'm always trolling this community here, so you know.
So how do you spell it out perfectly? How to type it in, like, because it's so many different ways to spell it.
Yeah. M-I-I-K-E.
Huh?
Two I's. M-I-I-K-E.
Yeah, capitals or any capital letters?
No. Mike Snow, but 2 I's.
Oh, okay, with the beer? Oh,
No,
50.
it is 50.
1 word or 2 words?
1 word, it's all one.
Oh, have you got a dog with sunglasses on it?
Yep, that's him.
Oh, I think I found ya.
That's
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that picture before. Yeah. Okay, adding you to the circle.
all right, cool. So where are you at, Fiction Fighter?
I'm up in Canada, up in the northern land.
A boot.
Oh, I get so sick of hearing that. I never say that. I don't talk like a typical Canadian. Do I?
Hey.
You have a little accent. You have a little bit of an accent, but I guess we all have accents, right?
I'm English, Scottish, and Irish.
Oh,
So
sweet.
I got a little bit of mix in me, and I've lived in Canada all my life. So, yeah.
I guess I got a mix too. I'm Irish and Scottish and Swedish, if that's such a thing, and then Mexican.
That's a good mix.
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
And evidence, you're 100% Swedish?
Oh yeah, born and bred.
Uh-huh. And Brother John, what's your mixture? Besides Zambuca tonight.
English, Irish, and Italian.
What a mix.
And Hades. What
What
the
is
hell are you made of?
Great Britain.
Great Britain. Really?
I think so.
Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen.
Great. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to throw up a link here. Next time you talk to the young Earthers who say it's only 6,000 years old, there's a link. I found the oldest city that's still in existence now and still the oldest city inhabited. And this is from the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Has this city at more than 8,000 years old?
More than 8,000? Yeah.
More than 8,000 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
Younger
Well, now they're
creatures,
now they're
probably
spreading
shooting
out.
themselves.
Now they're trying to say 6 to 10,000, right? They're broadening their scope of time.
Oh, and if anyone was interested, I'm a little bit of an oddity. I'm Lithuanian. Spice it up a bit. We don't exist.
Are
We're-
you
we're tiny
short-tempered?
little-
The Lithuanians I know are very short-tempered.
Really? Huh.
Yes.
What kind of Lithuanians do you know?
The short temper kind.
Yeah, that's strange. You know, where do you
I
live?
guess they must come from the other parts, right? The other side of the
Where do you live?
Where do I live? Not in Lithuania. My friends,
No, I know.
their heritage is from Lithuania. I'm in PA.
No, I know. Oh, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, originally from New York.
Oh yeah. They were part of the early migration. Because there's like 3 main migrations. There's those guys that were the Pennsylvanians. Then I was my grandparents and my great grandparents were part of the second migration. And then there's the which was in between 45 and 50. 1945 and 50. And then there's the last migration that was around the 90s when Lithuania became a country again. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, no, I heard that the ones that went to Pennsylvania kind of like really integrated into American culture and didn't really keep a lot of. I mean, a little bit, but not, I don't know, because there's like a lot. They're like in Brazil and a lot. There used to be a lot in Detroit and New York, and I'm the weird. We have a little group over here in Los Angeles too. So.
Hey, evidence. Just to give you a little example, in chat over there.
Yeah.
I didn't actually type wide keen. I typed away in that, and and it changed it to wide. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Like,
actually
change
pretty
up my
pretty
word.
interesting. When I talk to Lithuanians from Lithuania, they say that we talk like our the way that we talk has kind of been like frozen in time. Like it sounds like we're like their grandparents. The words we use. It's kind of funny.
But what has wide got to do with away? I put away Brett Keane, and it replaced it with the word wide.
Actually, I just saved that link earlier because they have this evidence that the Earth is older than 10,000 years and then older than 100,000 years and so forth. And they have all these how they determine that. So that's quite good.
That's the link he clicked on that I put in there, and then that's the one he was trying to ask me questions about. Well, I forget what it was now. Asteroids or something.
Yeah.
And he was trying to make me like read that whole thing, and it's like and memorize it, and it's like. Yeah.
I mean, it would be great if Brett Keane or Tommy Hall or Revelation News or anyone, just went through all of these and refuted them all. I mean, that this is every one of those is a scientific fact. I mean, they try to pin it on us that it's based on faith. I mean, come on.
That's the sad part, and they won't even read it. Like they already admitted they won't accept it. They won't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
We even try to spoon feed it to them, and they won't even look at it and seriously read it.
It's just like you said. Put your finger in your ears and go la la la. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's actually sad, isn't it? I mean, in a way, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. Pity the fools.
Okay. So they raise a couple of kids, and they go all homeschool and all these things, and you cannot watch Harry Potter because it's Satan and those. I mean, and the kids get bullied, and then they end up like
dumb,
like Ian Uby. Do you know that guy? In a fucking trailer somewhere, and he sits there and he masturbates in his own feces.
Ew.
I mean,
who's that? Who was that?
Isn't his YouTube name was Solo or something?
Oh, that's a new one on me.
He has this Ian Uby, I think this.
For a second, I thought you were talking about what's that guy's name? Lives in a trailer.
Nephilim Free.
No, not that. Oh, does he live in a trailer? Oh yeah, I guess he lives in a trailer.
No, he doesn't live in a trailer, but he
lives with his mommy.
He lives of his friend's security welfare or something.
Okay.
Yeah, an elderly lady, the poor thing.
Yeah.
Damn, imagine listening to that all the time. Oh.
Yeah.
I would put my fingers in my ears on that situation.
Talk about committing suicide right away.
I would definitely be an alcoholic every day. What?
Hey, the guy in the trailer. Are you talking about that Von Helton guy?
Von Helton, yes. I just thought of the name, Von Helton. Yeah.
Von Helton.
What a treat that guy is, eh? Yeah. Eventually these guys get boring, though, and you gotta move on to fresh meat.
Yeah, I hear it. Have you guys seen that video with the lady that's telling everybody that Monster's a satanic drink? Have you guys seen that one?
Monster's what?
No.
Cut out
That Monster is a satanic drink. It's like gaining popularity, and
oh really?
I don't know.
You have a link?
No, I'll find one and I'll give you one. I'm on my phone right now, but
I saw that video.
Okay.
I see my aunt share it on Facebook, and it just kind of disappoints me, that.
I've heard it on the news and stuff. People saying shit.
Yeah, it was on the news and shit. It's just like it's so stupid.
More fear mongering, right?
It's just retarded. People just believe Satan's a thing, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Ocean, how's it going?
Hello, Ocean. Talking about Italy, apparently there is a fair burning in Italy right now.
Oh, really?
500 people aboard. Oh,
There's
wow.
a couple of other more sites. The oldest settlement confirmed in the UK, dating back to 8,820 BC. So that would put it almost 11,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's over the 10,000 mark. And then they'll move the goalpost to 15,000, right?
Mm.
But you see, that city was in the Bible, so that proves God.
Yeah, but it's I mean you have all the you have oil, for example. Oil is basically dead seashells. I mean
That would prove the caveman, Brother John.
it takes millions of
I'm sorry?
years to produce oil. So
That would prove the caveman, that article that you posted.
So I guess they
I
think
don't know.
dinosaurs and men were around at the same time then, right?
Yeah. There were two types of dinosaurs working off the Noah's Ark.
Well, I don't know about all that.
So, to a sane guy, it's stupid. I mean, we're not talking about that.
How long have you had this running there, Evidence?
What?
How long have you had this hang running?
Oh man, I don't know. How do you check that?
Kind of hard when you're not running live on your YouTube.
A couple of hours.
Well, I think I'm gonna head out. It was fun hanging with you guys and getting rid of the doorknobs. Oh, Ocean.
What the hell? Ocean? Ocean, you sound like you're on the bottom of it.
See what the time code is at the very beginning of the video.
What?
I know. And you know what? Believe it or not, I can make out what he's saying. He's saying you have to look to check the time. You go to the video from the Hangouts on air. You know, when you click on to see before you want to come in, and then the timer should be on there, right? Did I say that right?
How the fuck did you hear that?
I don't know. I picked up keywords and I put it all together.
You're the shit.
Yeah. It says here it started today 03:52 and now it's 07:36. So it's 4, 5.
Good night.
So how many hours is it? Is it been a couple hours?
Almost 4 hours then.
Oh wow.
So if anyone else want to open a hangout, I'm open for it.
I can't.
It's pretty much bedtime here.
Yeah, same here.
Right on, guys. Take care.
It was nice hanging with everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice hanging with you guys as well.
Yeah, great talk. See you again. Okay. Take care.